To lead the Skol chant and sound the Yaller horn, please welcome the 31st Adjutant General of the Minnesota National Guard, Major General John Jensen.
Well, hello, this is John Randall, Minnesota Vikings legend, and it is my pleasure to say, Minnesota Vikings fans uncensored, are you ready? Keith, get your people up. Let's go. Skol, 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 baby. Let's go.
Hello, Vikings fans. Welcome to the Let's Skol Show. I'm Fish. Today we've got Captain of Positivity, Cody Bowden. He who greets with smoke, Shaq. Look at that, the incomparable David Rinaldi's here with us. Keith Hansen's doing his thing in the background. He'll be joining us shortly. Welcome to our 12th off-season show of the year. We're going to be here every week during the off-season. We're going to get through this abyss together. And, hey, we're getting closer to that draft. We're going to let you know how we're feeling about that. We got Shaq's prospects. This week, we're doing defensive linemen. I love them fat boys. We're going to do another mock draft together. We got some rule changes for this year that we're going to go over. We got a new episode of You Got Stumped. It's me versus Robbie, baby. We're going to give our hot takes and bring some guests on at the end. And, hey, we also want to answer questions from you all in the chat. So ask us anything you want, and Keith will cue them up. Yes, I do work out. No, I don't have a skin routine. No, I don't go to the barber. I shave my own head. Takes care of that. So, guys, we're 21 days away from the draft. The Vikings have only had pick 21 twice, where they selected one, Randy Holloway, defensive end, 1978, and Cody's favorite NFC conference game MVP, Robert Smith, in 1993. Another fun tidbit, in 2021, we drafted 11 players. Only one of them is still a Viking. That's Darisaw. But we also picked Mon, Surratt, Davis, Pat Jones, Kenne, Bynum, Amir Smith, Marset, Twyman, Janarius, and Zach Davidson. But hey, enough about the failures. Fellas, what is the most excited you ever got during a draft? What pick did it for you? Start us off, David.
Oh, well, then I get to take the easy one, and it's Randy Moss. But you got to understand, the Randy Moss draft was before cable. It might not be before cable, but it was certainly before the draft was as big a thing. It's the first actual draft that I cared about. And I had to listen to it at work. I was a car guy, work Saturdays, in a car on the radio. And when they picked him, I went wild. So I have to say that the first draft pick, I stole it on everyone. I'm not even the big Moss fan of this group, but listening to it on the radio, it was the first draft I paid a lot of attention to. Randy Moss went wild. Really cool.
Yeah, I remember that one. I actually didn't watch the draft. I do know it was already on TV, but like you said, it wasn't as big as a deal as it is now. Like, it's a whole spectacle. But I remember I wasn't even watching the draft, but I came home later and they were like on pick 25, and I'm just watching the names scroll to see who we got, and I just see Minnesota Vikings, Randy Moss. I'm like, what? We got Randy Moss. How did we get Randy Moss? I couldn't believe it because I remember leading up to the draft, like all the highlights were just about this guy, Randy Moss. Like, I didn't watch him play college football. I just remember leading up to the draft, all the highlights were about this guy, Randy Moss. And there's like no way we had a chance to get him. But then when I see the name scroll by and I saw a receiver get taken before him, which is Kevin Dyson, which is weird. And then I see Minnesota Vikings, Randy Moss. And I was like, I was in total disbelief.
Bro, it's funny you mentioned Dyson. I think that he was the guy that everyone thought we were going to pick.
Yeah, but you know what? We probably would have if Moss would have went to the Titans.
Yeah.
We probably would have taken Dyson.
Yep.
Bro, you know how close the Titans came with Dyson? Could you imagine just exchanging Dyson for Moss? They probably would have a Super Bowl.
They would.
Wow. Well, I'm going to jump in on mine, and I'm going to say this. Excitement doesn't necessarily have to be a good thing, right? Because I'm thinking about 2003. And I was a pretty casual fan, but even I was like, what the hell do you mean we missed getting our pick in?
Did we lose it? Did we lose it? Do we still get it?
You're right.
We still got it, but I'm just like, what do you mean we missed getting our pick in?
Right.
And then
I remember thinking, what does that mean? Like, if they skipped us, are they going to come back to us? Right?
Yeah. I about lost it, man. I'm like, huh? Wait, what? Oh my God.
Stupid.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd say that one worked out for us though, because we still got Kevin Williams, right?
Yeah, he did all right. He was okay.
And probably got him a little cheaper by getting him in a couple picks later.
Well, at least I believe that rookie deal, right?
Yeah, I believe that 2 or 3 picks went by before we finally got back on the clock because the other teams were kind of rushing up there.
Yeah. Can you imagine rushing up there to bypass Kevin Williams?
Yeah, because then even when we picked him though, like people weren't too excited with it. Like it wasn't even like an exciting pick. Typical Viking fans not knowing nothing.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. I'd say
Yogi, who was picked 52 in 2001? Acting like I don't know.
My favorite draft pick of all time. It kind of started a little bit earlier because I remember it's the first time I ever watched the guy play football was in 2019. It was LSU versus Oklahoma. This slot wide receiver went off for 14 catches, 227 yards in the NCAA playoff game. And I was like, who is this guy? And the draft coming up, I was like, man, it'd be cool if we got this guy in like the second round. And maybe we can go 3 deep again. I always want to see 3 deep every single time. I want something to reminisce of that. And then we traded Diggs, and I was just like, oh man, I can't get that 3 deep anymore. But I kept keeping that guy in the back of my head. And when we came up and saw Eagles draft Rager, and we needed a wide receiver, and that guy popped up in my head, Justin Jefferson, man. Just after watching that playoff game and what the journalists and analysts were saying about him, saying he's just going to play the slot position. That's all he can play. And then what he has become after the draft, after we signed him, and being mad for the first 3 games of his rookie year, and then we didn't even play the guy, and he all of a sudden becomes the best wide receiver in the NFL. So Justin Jefferson, ever since that LSU versus Oklahoma game.
It's a good one. It's a good one. What about you, Shaq?
I'm surprised he didn't bring up his performance when he had 4 touchdowns in the playoffs.
Oh, that was it.
Oh, that was it? I was
That was
like,
the game.
because my focus was on Jamar Chase at the time because everybody was hyping up Jamar Chase, and then Justin Jefferson out of nowhere, he did the and I was like, that's the guy. I was more infatuated with CD Lamb at the time, but Jefferson was definitely my number 2 that draft. So for me, I have to say when I really started paying attention to the NFL drafts, it would have to be when we took Percy Harvin, because that team, Florida, was stacked. They had Percy Harvin, they had Aaron Hernandez, they had Tim Tebow. They had quite a couple more players, but what stood out to me was Percy Harvin lined up all over the field for them and scoring from running, kick return, punt return, catching. And it was like, I didn't think we was going to get him, but he fell to us, and we really didn't kind of need a receiver at the time, and we took him anyways. And then that was the year we got Brett Favre, and that just changed our trajectory.
That's a good one. I was working at Kmart when we made that pick. I remember that. I was watching it on 30 TVs.
Kmart.
So mine is not one of the greatest players in Viking history yet. I couldn't say Randy Moss because I didn't really watch that one, so my excitement was kind of delayed. Adrian Peterson, I wasn't really excited when we first made the pick. I wanted Brady Quinn. Good thing I'm not making the picks, but we just had Chester Taylor coming off 1,000-yard season, so I'm like, why are we drafting a running back? Like, this is our chance to draft a quarterback inside the top 10. We didn't do it. Good thing we didn't. That worked out very well for us. Like Fish said, if we're going as far as pure excitement, it was when we took Jordan Addison.
Boom.
And I don't know if that was just because leading up to the draft for months into it, like this is the guy that I really want, and it actually happened, or if I just really felt like that was the right pick for us. But also because we were going back and forth, a couple of us on the we were doing it live. A couple of our guys, they wanted Levis. A couple of us wanted Addison. So when Addison hit, man, I got pretty excited about that one. So we'll see how that ends up turning for his career. But that was definitely one of the most excited I got for a pick.
Bro, that was so cool in this show. We were all so excited, man. That's the best clip we ever did. That was amazing.
I'm not going to lie, man. I wasn't so much excited that we took Addison. I was more excited we didn't take Will Levis.
Yeah. The only reason I wanted Levis is because Dragos was going to have to eat a banana pill and Ronaldo was going to have to drink coffee with mayonnaise. So
right.
part of me wanted to pick just for that, just for the video. So we will be talking about the draft a little more coming up later. And just want to remind you all, we will be live during the draft. First round, whether we have a pick or not, we'll be live for that whole first round because it's football. It's, stuff going on. So we will be live for that. And it's possible we'll be live for Friday too, for the second and third round. If we end up with multiple picks that day, why not? So we will be live for the draft. Not much news came up this week.
Your livers will expire over it.
Yes, your livers will expire with mine.
I was just seeing this 2021 draft class. Wasn't that the largest draft class we had in history?
And it wasn't crazy.
Yeah, and it wasn't crazy. I mean, do you think it's better to have a smaller amount of draft picks than it is a larger amount? That way you're more focused on the prospects you're picking?
I don't know if it's a focus thing. It just doesn't seem like we really kept that many guys. We had 17 picks one year. How many did we actually keep? Like
Darrisaw.
5?
Darrisaw.
Yeah. I mean,
well, it doesn't help when of the 17, 8 of them are in the 6th and 7th round. I mean,
right.
That's the thing.
Right.
That's trying to throw spaghetti against the wall and hope it sticks.
But 2021 wasn't that. It really wasn't. I mean,
we had 3 third-round picks that year.
Yeah, didn't we have 4 picks in the third that year?
Mon, Surratt, and Wyatt Davis.
All third round.
I can't believe Chad Surratt was one of the damn picks in the third round. The guy was a quarterback playing linebacker at North Carolina or whatever.
Yep.
But hear me out. He should know what a quarterback thinks. He's a former quarterback.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sure he does. He just don't know how to stop it. He's like, I know what he's going to do. I just can't stop it.
Right.
Can't believe.
So, like I was saying, not a lot of news. It's been a pretty slow week. What did happen was the annual meetings took place. KOC spoke a little bit. There wasn't much to take from that. He didn't talk about Aaron Rodgers enough, in my opinion. But one thing that did catch my attention was he talked about Isaiah Rodgers, one of our free agent pickups. And we've been kind of discussing what it is Isaiah Rodgers going to be for us. Well, sounds like he's here to start, fellas. That was a Brian Flores pick. And the guys that Brian Flores has been picking for this defense have done very well, even if we didn't really know who they were coming in. So I trust in Brian Flores. I'm excited about it. And KOC says he sees Isaiah Rodgers as an every down player. What do you take from that, Shaq?
I mean, if he can help our young secondary turn into the Philadelphia Eagles secondary, then by all means, let him be in our secondary. I don't know if he's going to finish or start as cornerback too, but I don't really hate Isaiah Rodgers because I really like him coming out and going to the Colts, and then he had like injury issues. But I'm all for it because it can't be worse than last year. Going into the season,
I'm tired of saying that. I'm tired of saying that. It can't be worse than last year.
Can be way worse.
I'm saying that a lot.
But look at our corners entering the draft. We only have Kyle Blackman and Byron Murphy.
Pretty much. Oh no, we got Okuda. We're good.
They're talking about him too.
Mm-hmm.
But this year, I'm talking about last year entering the draft.
Last year, yeah. Oh yeah. We had to go get old ass Gilmore. Michael Fish, what do you think about hearing that? Then we might have got a steal on a starting cornerback with Isaiah.
I am so damn sick. I am so damn sick of hearing with our coaches in our system. Stop trying to pump up these backup players from other teams that they're going to start and be freaking all-stars with us. He lost his job to a rookie. He became their cornerback 4, and he's going to be our CB1. Look, oh God, I hope we can get a pass rush. I'm sure that he'll be about average in the league, but we cannot think that he's going to be good. I'm sorry, can't think it. Don't care. Yeah, he's our guy. Brian Flores is saying he's our guy. How about we get a really good player and give Brian Flores a really good player instead of somebody that we have to pump up with the scheme around him?
I think we did get him a really good player.
I think we got
him a really good player.
Believe it when I say it.
He had some injury issues with the Eagles, so he missed the first 3 games of the year last year, and during that time, they had some rookies step up. So he had a hard time seeing too much on the field, but when he did, he's one of the best cornerbacks in man coverage in the whole league. And he did miss a year in Indianapolis, which he was playing good in Indianapolis, but he missed a year for betting on his own team.
Boom. Gotta like that. He's got a little dog in him.
That sounds so bad. He couldn't see the field again because 2 rookies.
Yeah, that sounds pretty great.
Yeah, and they were both top 5 in Rookie of the Year voting.
Oh.
I know. I'm just saying it sounds bad. I ain't saying it was bad.
It sounds bad if you're casual and don't, really pay attention.
That's the building block for a top 5 defense right there.
Hey, so we're talking about getting.
No, this is the building block for a fucking clip in about 8-9 months.
Yeah. We're talking about getting B-Flow good player. We got him two really good players in the interior defensive line.
I know.
And it gets you thinking. No, get you thinking. Oh, we can afford one more. What if we can't afford one more? Why hasn't any moves been happening to where we can afford it? Why haven't we traded to get a guy that's really good coming off a rookie contract where we have to pay him a lot of money? Like, why hasn't that happened yet?
Well,
we don't have to trade for Asante Samuel, do we?
I don't think Asante Samuel is like a all-pro caliber cornerback. I mean, let's be honest. There isn't an all-pro caliber cornerback left in the field. The only way you're going to upgrade from this guy is to draft someone that's going to start immediately, which also just doesn't happen on the Minnesota Vikings if you haven't noticed, right? I mean, who starts on the Minnesota Vikings in year 1 under the last 10 years, 6 years from day 1 and is an all-pro player? It ain't going to happen, guys. Mm-hmm. So this is our guy. And guess what? He's played at most 500 snaps. I think he's going to be the Shaq Griffin role. I think when there's 2 corners on the field, you're going to see Blackman and you're going to see Murphy, right? Blackman and Murphy, and then when there's 3 corners on the field, this guy's going to go outside and Murphy's going to go inside. That's an all right set of cornerbacks. It's an upgrade from last year, and they're a hell of a lot younger. And this guy's a short tackler, makeup speed. I don't think you're going to see him play more than 500 or 600 snaps. That's a lot, but it's not the 900 or 1,000 that Murphy's going to play.
And I think Isaiah Rodgers is just as good as Asante Samuel Jr. I just think people think Asante Samuel Jr. is so good just because he has his fucking name.
His father's name. Exactly.
His father's name.
It's the name, you know.
Well, also
he was also the starting cornerback for the number 11 defensive league.
I think something that we've done as fans, though, is that we've already anointed Mekhi Blackman as being a starter, and I don't know if that's the truth. We don't even know if he's going to be fully healed, and we don't know that he's going to be capable of handling that role.
Correct.
That is my biggest worry is Mekhi Blackman.
Well, yeah, and that's the competition that they brought in, right? You got 3 guys competing for that 3rd spot. One's a third pick overall in the draft, no matter how bad he is played. The other one's played well as in a up role, and the other one's a rookie, a second-year player for all intents and purposes that had 400 snaps 2 years ago. It don't sound good, but I do think one of them should be able to pop.
Mm-hmm. And my biggest worry about my Blackman is definitely that injury, because I said it last year around this time about T.J. Hawkinson. Will he come back the same player? He did not come back the same player. Not even close to being the same player as he was. So in my opinion, you might have to look towards the draft in that first round to get yourself a corner.
I think they may.
Well, he also got injured during the preseason, so he had more time to heal.
He did.
I was gonna say now that I think we're all gonna end up being impressed with Isaiah Rodgers by the end of this season.
100%.
Should I say that for the hot take?
Yeah, say that for the hot take. That could be all our hot takes.
Another thing that KOC mentions that left guard is basically gonna be between Brandel and Juergens. So if we were hoping for them to make a move for left guard, it doesn't look like it's happening.
Called it.
What'd you call?
It's going to be a competition at left guard.
Yeah.
right. Though, but it's between guys on a roster. It doesn't look like we're gonna go out there and get like a Will Hernandez or anything like that.
And I don't think it should be, because those two guys were drafted by Kwesi, by us last year. If you don't even try to make it a competition, then why are you going out and drafting guys like that?
Yep.
I mean, wasn't Juergens picked in like the 6th round? I mean, there's not a whole lot of purpose there. I mean, if Juergens was drafted in the 3rd or 4th round, I could understand what you just said, Cody. But I mean, it's almost a throwaway once you get past the 5th round for almost any position. You don't expect competition. You're hoping for a developmental player in those rounds.
Maybe they developed enough for the competition.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Tell that to John Sullivan. He had a pretty good career. 6th rounder.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, where is he at?
He's 40 years old. I think he won a ring with the Rams, though, didn't he?
To both y'all points, yeah, you can find players in the late rounds. It's very rare to find a prospect that's going to start for you and contribute beyond the 4th round, which kind of sucks because, it's better to hit on late round picks and UDFAs because, that's less money you got to pay. And you don't really have to, really fight to, draft a player. Because at that point, teams are just drafting mostly needs.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of talk about drafting for BPA this year. Are we really in that situation?
Nah, not if David and I have anything to say about it.
I think we are.
Yeah, I think we are.
I think they think they are. Whether they are or not is another thing. I think they think they are. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised at all if somebody fell down to 24 and no one wanted to trade with us for that guy, and we end up taking BPA. That wouldn't be shocking to me at all.
What position would you say Ronaldo is like? Okay, he's the best player available, but we don't need that position.
Tight end, DN.
I think we need tight end.
Quarterback.
Yeah.
Right, but they're not going to be a quarterback.
Not going to be a quarterback. Yeah.
I mean, we got Isaiah Rodgers, so obviously it's cornerback also.
I would say
you actually need 3 really good ones. You need 3 really good ones.
You do.
And we don't, like I said, we don't know about Mekhi Blackman. We don't.
I would argue with quarterback too. If BPA came down with quarterback, because what do we know about McCarthy right now?
There isn't one though. Who's the quarterback?
So my thing is, at pick 24, I don't think there's going to be a quarterback better than JJ McCarthy on the board.
Hell no.
Maybe we was picking top 5, we could have that argument, but pick 24, nah.
But it's kind of easy for JJ McCarthy to win the quarterback battle when Brett Ripien is the one competing against you.
But I'm saying, like, we could take a defensive tackle, we could take an offensive lineman if, like, Ronaldo's guys there, Zabel.
Gray
We could
Zabel.
take quarterback, we could take a running back, we could take a wide receiver, we could take a linebacker. Like, we could take the bet. We could take a safety.
I think linebackers underrated. I think wide receivers underrated. I think D-line, believe it or not, is a little overrated on that first pick. There's a lot of good D linemen that you can probably pick up in the third, fourth, and fifth rounds. Would you disagree with that, Jack? I mean, it's a deep D line this year, right? Middle of the D line kind of thing. Yeah, I don't think I don't think they're going to key on that as much as we all may want them to. I think they're going to key on corner and maybe, I mean, safety. How about that safety? That fucking safety, Ozuwazu or whatever his name is. You know who I'm talking about?
But close.
Yeah,
Ozenwazu, McClure, I don't know. Whatever. I mean, that dude's a stud, right? I mean, if he was available, you take him. That's a BPA to me.
Well, going back to what you just said about assuming that the defensive tackle position is deep, so we could wait till the third or fourth round, you know, these things, right? But last week when Cody and Shaq were doing their mock draft and they got to that third round pick, there wasn't anybody available. All the names that we were looking at, like, yeah, I'd be interested in him and I'd be interested in him, they had evaporated.
Well, so, I think they were not available because we didn't look into those players.
But we did, the players that we did look into, that we were interested in, that we were coveting, that we thought might even be around in the fourth or fifth round, weren't there.
Yeah, the defensive tackles, we looked at 4 of them.
And also, we took a defensive tackle in the first round. So
right, that's the thing.
I didn't want to double up on defensive tackles if possible with our first 2 picks.
I'm just talking about in general, guys.
Yeah.
When we got to that third round pick, y'all were like, oh, God, who are we going to take?
Well, we got Dorian Strong. That's one of the guy I would looked into.
I can't remember the mock.
What up, Robbie?
This is so negative today.
It's the weather. I'm in a low pressure system.
So we're going to talk a little more about the draft in a little bit here. There have been a couple changes to the NFL before we get to the rules. The NFL is going to allow teams to wear their alternative jerseys up to 4 times a year. So we might get to see those awesome throwbacks. Do you guys think that Vikings will wear those more than once now that they can?
Hope so.
I hope so.
Or those, Shaq? I hope so too, just because I hate the damn numbers on a regular jersey.
I didn't know there was a limit to how many times they could wear the jersey.
Yeah, apparently there is.
Like, that was news to me. I'm like, I thought they could just wear it whenever they wanted to.
Nope. I think it might have been 2 times that you're allowed to wear an alternate.
It was 2.
Let's get really confusing. Let's have them wear the winter whites at a home game.
But
that'd be like the Cowboys. That'd be like the Cowboys.
But I'm pretty sure
Cowboys
they're
wear
allowed
white
to wear like different pants with it. Like they can choose the 4 times for the jersey itself, but the pants is different. It's kind of like
wait, the winter white was at home.
Yeah,
well, yeah.
Well, like what the Raiders did against the Patriots in the tuck roll game. It was a complete blizzard, and Raiders came out with all whites. They were able to choose that jersey in the pant selection.
What I think they should do is have like a player that you want to retire their number, and everybody has to wear the fucking number at that game. Everybody wears number 84 for a game.
All right, Jackie. Some more Dodger stuff there, huh, Ronaldo? You just gotta get it in.
Gotta get it in.
Fucking Dodgers.
So, like I said, there were some other changes during the annual meetings, and as Robbie pointed out about the kickoff garbage, which I think the kickoff ended up getting more garbage. They haven't changed the onside kick yet. They might. They're going to talk about that in May when they meet in Minnesota. But what they did change is the touchback now goes from the 30-yard line to the 35-yard line, which you're already giving the offense half the field if the kicker kicks the ball into the end zone. If the kicker kicks it out of the end zone or kicks it into the end zone without it bouncing first and then down it in the end zone, they get the ball to 35. Nobody's going to run it out of the end zone. They're going to take the ball to 35 every single time. I hate it. Like, I get that they're trying to get more kick returns. If they want more kick returns, just go back to the way kickoffs used to be a long time ago when they were kicking the ball from the 20-yard line and a real kickoff. I don't get why they got to do all this hoopla and stuff and act like they're trying to make the game safer. But actually, no, we do want returns. Like, why not just go back to the way it was when it was perfect?
And bring back the wedge and the wedge buster. Let's get some CTE going around this camp.
You're not helping, Fish.
I'm willing to hear it out.
See, I think they want the guys to come out of that end zone with this rule because that 5 yards added, that's like it's a game of inches, right? So 5 yards is a lot for an offense.
No, Cody, what they want is the guy not to come out of the end zone because you get at the 35. What they want is the kicker to not kick it to the end zone. They want the kicker kicking it short of the end zone, so the guy has to return it.
That's fine. I mean,
no, it's not because
find a spot to kick it to where they can't. Like it takes them to sprint after the ball. Like let's say you put it down like a coffin corner on the line next to the sideline. That return.
And then it goes out of bounds and they get at the 45-yard line.
They get at the 45, yeah.
Well, then they change the out of bounds thing right there.
They are definitely hamstringing the kickers now.
They're hamstringing the kickers and the defense, which I get it. And I hate when they change rules for like the entertainment value and not what's better for the game and the competition. They're doing it for the entertainment value and what's better for watching on TV. Because yes, a kickoff is one of the most exciting things. Like when the kicker busts one, but stop acting like it's about safety then, and just go back to the way it was originally. We had touchdowns returned all the time back then. Let's go back to the way it was. I don't like that. Oh, he kicked into the end zone, guy downed it. Now you get the ball almost halfway down the field.
You're one pass away from a field goal at the 35-yard line.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was the
I'm mixed on the whole new kick. Like, I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I hate the rules surrounded around it.
What was the average? What was the average return when it was kicked inside the landing zone last year? I wonder.
Well, they had to. They didn't down it.
Well, I mean, what was the average return though? Like
I think it was the 27 or something. It's only a guess. As I recall, it was like the 27, Cody.
Oh, then I would be kicking it all day inside that landing zone. Yeah. So the rule change, force them to kick in the landing zone. Let's see a kick return pop out.
Right. Hey Keith, before you do the next one, which one of you guys is going to tell Keith?
We all know.
Oh, you do?
We all know. Today sucks. Like, are you really going to bring it up?
Bro, I have to. I wasn't sure. I didn't hit much of it. Y'all know though.
Wait, I don't know what happened.
No, shut up, Shaq. No, man. I'll end this motherfucker right now.
Hey, Keith's girlfriend chose the other man.
Wow, so we're doing this. So we're gonna do this. I'm like sick right now. We're gonna do this, huh?
Chat. Who's that other man? Who's Keith's man? Sitting in the chat. So I can drink some beer.
I'm gonna cry right now, guys.
Wait, but they didn't get the memo. They were supposed to wait till after the draft.
Yeah, no, they fucked up their comp picks.
Dude, let me tell you something. That's like dating a girl and then breaking up with her, waiting 2 years, and dating her sister. It's like, you think it's okay, but the sister don't think it's okay.
Keith just dumped this girl, wanted her back, and then
I never dumped her. I've been talking about her for the last 8 years. She dumped me.
He thought he was getting a newer, better
I thought she was coming back.
The girl
I was like, damn, her options are running out, and here I am.
The girl dumped Keith,
and then she goes to the worst possible scenario.
We talked to him. We talked to him already. He just chose the other team.
That's why I blame Quasi. Quasi's like, look, we do want you, but you're not old enough and hurt enough for what we've been signing. You're not matching up with what I've been signing. Also, we are interested, but can we wait till after the draft? I totally want to get with you, but can we wait till later? Quasi fucked us up.
Like this. Can we wait till we break up? I break up first. I don't want to do anything wrong.
Yeah. Let me get your number in case me and my wife get a divorce, and then I'll call you.
Yeah.
What did he sign for?
To piss
for 1 year, $3 million.
We almost have enough and buy a coffee to have afforded paying that man for the Vikings.
And I would have.
I don't even think they talked to him. I got to blame Kwesi too.
What was there to talk about?
Let me tell you something.
Can you still back that trailer up? Yep, you're hired.
Remember how I felt on the first day of free agency when I was like, he needs to be escorted off the premises? Got a feeling Keith's pretty close right now.
Sorry, buddy. I really am sorry.
Yeah, it's just amazing how you could do, things that are so great, but one move like that's like actually, those guys were really hurt, like Fish said, and yeah, he is kind of old. Did we really get better through free agency? I think that's how I'm feeling right now.
Yeah.
But you know what? I didn't even come in here negative, even though that news struck right before the show. I came in here positive, and now David fucked it up. Now I'm on Fish.
It's a low pressure system, Keith. You're in a
yeah. The pressure's getting very freaking low.
What if old Case Keenum gets cut?
He won't. He's a mentor, the best one around.
I feel you guys.
We dropped the ball on this one, fellas. Caleb Williams is about to have himself a season.
Well, we already knew that with the offensive line upgrades they got.
They did it right. We didn't.
It's the backup quarterback upgrade that they got.
I feel like you guys aren't giving Brett Rippon enough love.
and I'm not going to.
What?
Oh my God! I just realized the irony of this. Caleb Williams could not throw the out route last year.
True.
And what is Keenum famous for?
The out route.
Just for being awesome all around.
Was Miracle.
That was a corner.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna die.
He was actually a steal. $3 million.
I didn't want to talk about this tonight, guys. Thanks, Rinaldi.
Sorry, bro. I didn't know. No one said nothing to me.
I would be more mad about the Case Keenum signing shine in Chicago if he actually did something with Denver.
He did. He improved their record. But then they're like, we don't like that Case. We're trying to tank for picks. We got rid of him.
Case. Thanks for approving us by 5 wins.
Right.
You're done.
It was like 2 wins, but the fact is he improved them. That part of the story always gets forgotten. It's like, what did he do when he left? He improved the team he went to
by 2 games.
By 2 games,
and then got cut.
I mean, that's pretty impressive.
How do you get cut with a bit? He had a.
What did the quarterback that we replaced him with do for us the next season? How many wins did we improve by?
I think we
went -5. We went -5, and we paid him $33 million.
Yeah, I mean, we could have kept Case Keenum too. For cheaper. But can he pull off another magical season? I mean, he tried pulling off a magical season with Denver, but that fucking fell flat.
The extra wins was magical. Moving on. Another proposal that passed was to expand replay assists. So we're finally getting there to where we can get to a spot where maybe the league isn't rigged because they have this replay assist and boom, like that, they can fix any call. Not the case. What they did expand it to was they can now pick up a flag that was thrown for hits on a defensive player, face mask calls, horse collars, tripping, and running into the kicker. Now, they can't go and retroactively call a penalty. It's only if a flag was thrown on it, they can say, oh, that wasn't that. So it wouldn't have helped us when Sam Darnold got his head yanked off in the end zone. They couldn't have said, hey, that was the penalty. You didn't call it. Let's call it. Why not? Why do we have the ability to fix every single thing and not do it?
Because you can't rig the game if you change those rules. Think about it. The refs don't get fined for bad calls.
And the thing is they keep citing length of the game and continuity of the game. Hey, just take out a couple of those official timeouts so you can put more commercials in for the people watching at home, and you've got the time and the continuity to be able to fix calls that should have been called.
Mm-hmm. Or during it's not even that. So sorry, no, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead, that's fine.
This isn't even coaches' challenges. This is replay assist that's buzzing him down, like before they even snap the ball or get the ball set up to snap. Like, hey, you missed that one. Fix it. Like, they have the ability to get every call right.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. And we were on the wrong end of that last year. So I it hurts even more. However, I still think that there's still something to be said about the call on the field and not slowing the game down. What they did address this year that is good is what do they call it? What's the new rule? What kind of replay is it that we added 5 to? What kind of replay is it? Quick replay?
It's replay assist.
It's replay assist. It should be fucking called instant replay, and instant replay should be called timeout. That's what it should be, because replay assist is a good thing. They've done something good in that regard. It's going to keep the game moving. We don't have to stop, lose momentum, all that fuckery that happens when in a actual instant replay. I'm not down with that, but I am down with replay assist.
That's what I'm saying, Ronald. We have the ability to fix everything with replay assist. There doesn't even need to be a coach's challenge. Why can't they say, hey, that quarterback just got his head freaking almost yanked off in the end zone. You missed it. Fix it.
As long as it's an assist, I wouldn't argue it.
Right, but they can't. The only thing they change is if they threw a flag, they can tell them, hey, that wasn't a flag.
Right.
They can say, oh, yeah, that guy got mauled. Throw the flag.
Well, all I can say now is that the Mahomes era will officially be over, because if they're going to be able to call the referees down and say, hey, Mahomes didn't actually get hit, you need to pick that flag up that was going to give them the instant first down on third down, make them punt or go for it on fourth. I mean,
they could, but
good
will
thing
they?
I see about it.
I hate every single bit of this rule. I hate any rule that deals with replay, whatever. Like, I hate challenges, in my opinion, because what it does, it's what Rinaldi said. It slows momentum down. Momentum is what wins games. So every time they have to look at something, then the players are off the field drinking their water, towels around their heads.
Hate it.
It just slows everything down. And then you get back on offense, ready to go, and you're looking at the Minnesota Vikings with Alexander Madison running the ball 1 to 2 yards. It doesn't make any sense to me.
That I hate.
Keith Hansen, Mike Brady is about Cabin.
I'm here, but I'm there.
Somehow.
I'll say,
but that's the thing, Cody, with replay assist, they don't go to the sideline like that. It's literally getting fixed as they're going to spot the ball.
Yeah, but you still got to pause the game a little bit to move the ball. I hate any kind of rule that deals with. I hate challenges. I hate challenging the ball.
I'm with you, bro.
I mean, we wouldn't have to challenge if the referees called it right the first time, but that's asking for the impossible, because the game moves so fast, and to expect the referees to keep up with 22 plays on the field, it's kind of impossible.
They could do one thing, though, Shaq. They could still improve. You don't have to go from 57% to 100%. You can go from 57% to 87%, and I take that. And you know how you do it?
True.
You know how you do it? You give the referees a full-time fucking job. These are old men that are they're like retirees. They're Walmart greeters that work 6 months a year for NFL. I mean, give me a fucking break, man. Pay these guys and get them to be good at what they do. It's a full-time job.
And they're subcontractors. They're not even technically employees of the NFL.
It's so stupid.
Mm-hmm. You can add a line judge if you wanted to.
They can, but they don't. They don't want to.
I'm just saying, like, we're going in this movement of using technology. They should be able to use it to fix everything and not just random things. Oh, we're going to use it for this, this, and this. We could use it for this, this, and this, but we're not going to. That's what I'm saying. And as staying on that lane is using technology. This year, first downs will now be measured by technology using Sony's Hawkeye vision or whatever. There's going to be no more running out with the sticks. Like, it's going to be all digital.
I can almost argue with that also. Like, if they see a replay that they can throw a flag on it, like, you're probably going to see every single replay that there's going to be a flag on that play. Every play has a flag. So every time they go to this replay and they have to look around everybody, see what's going on, a flag would get thrown. There's flags everywhere.
Yeah, but what about the sticks?
Moving the sticks forward?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's something you can look into. I would say they have moved.
No, they're doing it. That's it.
They do it.
It doesn't matter. There were plenty of instances where the ball was 2 chain links short, and they still called it a first down.
I mean, if you look at it, there's
they can't do that now.
Every single on the offensive line and defensive line, every single play has holding. Every single fucking play that goes down.
So basically, the first down is going to be done by using technology. I don't know if it's laser beams or what it is, but it's going to be technology, and they're still going to have the yard marker guys there, but they're basically the backup in case the technology fails.
Yeah, and it's for the guys in the field, so they know where the first down markers are because they can't see the virtual shit. So
right, but the official's going to be the virtual. The official's going to be the virtual. Like that's what's going to signal a first down.
Yep.
That means I didn't see a red dot on the field, and the Cats are going to be chasing it.
Stupid. I don't know if they're also going to use it for breaking the plane on touchdowns too. I didn't see that, but I don't see why they wouldn't.
You know, I heard somebody on one of the shows this week say that why don't they just put the ball on the yard marker and give them the extra 3 inches every time? Once you get a first down, why not just go 1st and 10 on the 31 instead of the 30 3/4?
Because the game is made of inches.
It's a game of inches. Get the fuck out of here. It's never right anyway.
I mean, I think it's going to be more right now because they're using technology where they want to. That's going to bug me, and I guarantee you, it's going to bite us at least once this year.
We're the Vikings. It's going to be glitchy anyway. The whole thing's going to be glitchy. You watch for sure.
I mean, wait, before this even came out, they was picking up flags against us last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a year where?
Well, yeah, but yeah, no, the replay assist was in action last year. They just added what could be called. There was other penalties like they could have been picked up because of replay assist last year, but now there's more that can be picked up.
Correct. I couldn't even repeat.
We can get more screwed.
Wasn't there a year to where they made a rule change about pass interference, and to where they can replay it and call pass interference if it's
after the Rams and
and wasn't there an uptick in a lot of pass interference plays?
They got rid of.
But see, Cody, you are confusing a coach's challenge with replay assist, which are two different things.
Yeah,
that's the problem. That's the problem here.
Then you can have replay assist on every single snap you have.
That's what I'm asking for.
Yeah,
that's the point.
Don't have.
And then Cody, to your argument, would there be flags on every play with replay assist?
That would be flags on every
play a clean football game.
There's no such thing as a clean football game. There's no such
thing. It would
as
make them have to.
There's no such thing.
It would make them have to.
Then it would become flag football.
Yeah, it'd become flag football. Yeah.
No, imagine if the offensive lineman can't hold, all of a sudden defenses would get better.
That's true.
Well, how are you going to block a defender? You have to hold a little bit.
Defenses would get better.
You got to hold a little bit.
There'd be a flag on every single snap if replay assist was made.
Defenses would get better because all of a sudden you can't hold the defensive lineman.
Well, there'd be no snap. There'd be no stats because the offense or the defense would be getting 5 yards back every single time.
Figure it out.
What are we talking about? We sound like rookies that never played a sport. The whole thing behind rules in sports is to fucking cheat them just a little bit. Sorry, man. That's what it's about. A catcher snaps the glove back into the. There's so many little nuances to what rules are. If we had to play the game and it was absolutely perfect, spot on, I wouldn't even want to watch it. That'd be ballet, man. That would be ice figure skating.
Yeah. That's probably why we haven't won the Super Bowl.
If it was
we just play good, clean football.
3 rings.
We play good, clean football.
Good, clean football.
Another rule change that passed that I actually like is they changed the OT rules to match what is in the playoffs, which means no longer is it the first team that gets the ball. If they score a touchdown, they win the game. Both teams now get the opportunity to possess the ball no matter what the first team does. And I like that. Mm-hmm. This all came about because of that Chiefs-Bills game in the playoffs that was a classic, and then it just ended that way. The only difference between the regular season and playoffs is it's still a 10-minute quarter in regular season. Playoffs, it's a 15-minute quarter. But I do like that both teams do get the opportunity to possess the ball. The only way that wouldn't happen is if the team who possesses the ball first does a 10-minute drive and then kicks a field goal. Game over. You guys like this change?
100%. Because
does it matter?
When you scroll on Facebook, right, and you see Sports Center updating you about a triple overtime in college football, right? I love seeing that kind of stuff. And you know what else? Who else loves seeing that kind of stuff? Is people who buy the tickets and sit in those stadium seats every fucking game they go to, right? People want more football, and with this, you get more football.
I love it for the idea of exactly how crazy things get when you have ties. Mm-hmm. When you have a tie on your record, it all of a sudden makes things crazy.
That's it. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, that's true.
I just don't think that I hate every overtime rule. I can't even every one that you can bring up. Is this better than the one we had? Yes. Is it really the one it should be? I don't know. I don't love that whole sudden death thing. It's like a hockey ending, right? I mean, if you're used to hockey, that might be really good. I don't watch hockey at all.
And hockey, it's okay because you play 82 games. Yeah. You know, you're not just playing 16, 17 games. So, okay, you lost that one.
Exactly.
So you still get, and they have a point system. It's like, okay, you lost, but you still get a point. You're not getting 2 points, you get a point.
Exactly. That's true. I never even thought of that. That makes it a lot better. You're right. It don't work in football for me, man. I don't love it at all.
Would you rather than just play a full quarter if it's tied, play another full quarter?
Yeah, and live with the tie. Fuck it. Why not?
That would work, but I don't think the play is going for it.
Right. It's an NFLPA thing.
I've always wondered that, like, how much does a football player actually play? What, 20 freaking minutes?
Yeah, pretty
like
tough. 20 minutes, bro.
A start? No, seriously. Like, the offense has the ball like 30 minutes. The defense is only playing 30 minutes, and you're not playing every snap. Maybe a couple players are. Like, you're playing 20 fucking minutes, bro.
Do you know what this has? It's like a start of something. What did the Lions just propose? And there's a lot of backing behind it right now. The seedings, right? Seedings in the playoffs. Having the opportunity for both teams to possess the ball, right, goes towards that. What that rule change the Lions is for the seedings. True. So it kind of makes sense that they're going to, all right, we'll test this thing out right now and see how seedings fall, and then we'll bring in that rule.
Why is the seedings proposal dumb, Sarah? I love it. Mm-hmm. Like, I think if you win your division, you should absolutely get a playoff spot, but you shouldn't be guaranteed a home game just because of that. You went 8-8. I mean, 9-8. Congratulations for being the tallest midget. You get to go to the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Sorry, you went 14-3, but you got to go on the road.
And it's kind of I can see what Sarah's arguing.
You playing a tough division. You playing in the best division in the NFL. So sorry, you got to go play this 9-8 team in a city that's burning down.
I can see what Sarah's arguing with, though. If you're going to do it like this, you might as well make it like the NBA. Just have two conferences, no divisions, or the divisions will line up with the conference. So the top 8
Sarah,
playoffs.
The point of having divisions is if you win your division, you get a playoff spot. You're in the show. Mm-hmm. That's the point. There's still a reason to win your division.
Yeah, because it could allow a 9-win team to get into playoffs, whereas say a 11-win team does not. Hypothetically,
that can still happen. Absolutely.
I think you got to look at the reason why they haven't made the move, and I think it's got to do with money, and it's got to do with money on division rivalries. If you're really if you ran away with the division, the other teams suck. Are the Green Bay Packers and Vikings going to have the same rivalry 20 years from now if it's not kept in the division? I don't think so. Honestly, I mean, it would be to us tomorrow, next year, 5 years from now, but 20 years from now, probably not. And those games are guaranteed sellouts for these teams. They're guaranteed sellouts, real division rivalries. So, or end of the year for division spot. I think that's the reason they're not doing it, but I could be wrong.
And what I don't get is for the seeding change, the Lions are complaining. You were the number 1 team in the NFC, the best record in the NFC, and you lost to a lower record holding team. So,
amen, brother. And the reason that they're recommending this is because they didn't want to have to play the Commanders last year.
But you're the number 1 team.
I got you.
Seeding doesn't even matter at that point. if you lose to a lower ranking team.
Yeah, but the Lions also didn't want automatic first downs for defense to hold any illegal contact, and that did not pass.
Right.
I'm all for bringing back the number 1 team and the number 2 teams as having buys. I missed that rule.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I kind
of add another playoff team.
I'm with the Lions on that second one. I don't think a 5-yard penalty should be an automatic first down.
Yeah,
but those kind of penalties, when you commit that 5-yard penalty, you're eliminating the chance of them getting a 20-yard penalty for the yards after catch. So just knock Justin Jefferson down every time, 5 yards. Who cares?
I do like how every divisional team in this list, probably besides the Vikings, are the only ones pushing for these rule changes. We were the best. We were supposed to be the best division football last year, but we all turned out to be fucking frauds. Right? So now they're trying to make up for it. Like, okay, it's because of this is why we lost. That's how I feel about it. Like, you guys were the number 1 division. You had the top 3 best in the whole conference moving on to the playoffs.
I think they should change the seeding based on the records. Like I said, if you win a division, you're in the playoffs. You know, you got a seat. But our owners don't see it that way, even though it would have benefited us this year. They don't want to change it. The Wilfs don't.
You need to change it. If we were the
But how's that money, Ronaldo? Because when's the last time we've had the Giants? I guess we don't get many home playoff games.
No, I get it. It's about the money of the guaranteed payoff against your division rivals. I'm telling you, I think that they feel like this is going to weaken. I'm not saying I agree with it. I think that they think it's going to weaken division rivalries, and those games may not have the same kind of meaning 10, 12, 15 years from now when we don't remember this era, right? When the kids come up and they're like, Packers, what's the big deal about them guys? We beat them every year.
You think teams don't still want to win their division?
I didn't say they didn't want to. And again, I'm not arguing for it, but the argument is that it weakens those rivalries. I get what I'm not going to die on that hill, man, but I'm just hearing that's kind of what I heard. So I'm just repeating it to you.
Is Robbie here?
I think that
Robbie, you in the chat?
I think the seedings are correct. The Rams won their division, right?
Yes.
And we lost our division, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Who won that game?
They did.
The divisional champions. All right, enough said.
Because they were home. No.
Win your division, you get a home game.
All right. Well, we got to keep this thing moving because I do want to get into the draft talk. But before we do that, let's go ahead and do You Got Stumped. Fish, let them know what this is.
Let's go.
You Got Stumped is trivia game come up with where I get somebody and give them some clues. They get some guesses. If they get it right, they won. If not, they got stumped, baby. Fun little one-on-one. Side-eye glancing at you, Sarah. Looking for contestants. So I believe going into this week where I played against Robbie, I was 5-3. I believe that's my record. Robbie was gracious enough to play. Let's do it. To another episode of Let's Skol's You Got Stumped, the Minnesota Vikings trivia game.
I thought it was Kirk Cousins.
I'm Fish. Today with me, I've got Robbie. And I feel confident in saying that about a year and a half ago, we picked Robbie up at a bar, and he's just kind of rode with us ever since. I'm going to let you know, Robbie, that your topic is, what season is this?
Gotcha.
So you're going to tell me the year.
There's
You're going to tell me the year.
All right.
And I'm going to give you 8 clues, and you've got 3 guesses.
All right.
And I know you're going to get it off the first clue because here we go.
I refuse to
This
do
year, we went 8-8.
that. All right, so we went 8-8. That doesn't help. It definitely lets me know it wasn't last season because that we would have an odd number in there. Keep going. I don't have a guess as of yet. The year we went 8-8.
We finished second in the NFC North.
Second in the North.
Mm-hmm.
Not the Central.
All right. Got nothing so far.
For that year, our offense was ranked 13th and our defense was ranked 20th.
So we were dog crap. Okay. Offense and 20 defense.
In week 17, we lost in OT to the Broncos, 22-19.
Oh, Oh. No, wait, that was a Cardinal year. I was going to say, I wanted to say 2002.
Is that a guess?
No, that's just me. No, damn it, thinking out loud.
Trying to check my poker face, huh? The week prior, in week 16, we lost to Washington. Interesting how we were talking about Washington earlier, huh? 32-21, and that effectively knocked us out of the playoffs because Washington ended up 9-7 in the playoffs, and we were 8-8 and missed out.
All right, so I'm just trying to think of all of our 8-8 years. And I want to say 2016, but I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I want to say 2014, 2015.
I'm gonna have to call one of these in a
definitely
guess
give you a poker
eventually.
face.
I mean,
Hold on, but definitely not 2016. So I'm gonna go outside the way box and say 2004.
2004. And one down.
I'm still thinking 2016. I don't know. Just all right. Keep going. Let's keep going.
For a stat line, Adrian Peterson had 234 carries and 1,341 yards.
So we still had AP. 2010. I'm gonna say 2010.
2010. And two down.
Damn it!
All right, two more clues. One more
All right,
guess.
All right.
All right, now this next clue might give it to you. This one, as I was coming up with it, I said this one's dangerous. Okay. In his final season, Kenichi Udeze's stat line was 47 tackles, 5 sacks, 1 fumble recovery.
I have zero fan loyalty to players. None. You no. Give me last clue.
Last clue. Brad Childress was our head coach.
Finkel, Einhorn. I knew I wasn't too far away with 10. Or my 2011 guess. I know I wasn't too far with that. 8-8. Our 8-8 years with Brad Childress. So that had to been like between like 2008 to 2012. All right, I gotta have a guess. Said 2011. I still thought it was that year that we came after. You know what? 2010.
2010.
Yes.
And I stumped Robbie.
Oh,
2007.
Packer fan knows Google.
I wasn't. Yeah, forgot about this.
It was actually AP's rookie year and Kenichi Udeze's final year where they intersected. Yep.
That sucks. All right, good job, Fish. You got me.
Good job, Fish. Good job, Robbie.
I
did not recognize Robbie. Did he have facial reconstruction surgery?
Yeah, he rhinoplasty.
That was a good one. Nobody in the chat got it except for Steve, and he's a Packer fan, so I'm guessing he Googled Adrian Peterson's yards before he said that.
I mean, I'm pretty sure a Packer fan would know everything about the Vikings since we know we are their biggest rivals.
Lucy, what do you mean who we're talking about? Robbie's transitioning. So that's fun. If any of you guys want to play that with Fish, he'll meet up when you can meet up, and it's pre-recorded. So you guys get together, and it takes what, 10 minutes, Fish?
Yeah. We'll talk a little bit before and after. We'll shoot the breeze, and And here's the thing. I always say this: if you have a fear that you're 30 years old and I'm gonna ask you something about the 75 Vikings, no. I ask you, where are you confident in your fandom? If you say, I feel confident from 95 on, then I'm not going to ask you anything prior to 95. It's going to be within your strike zone. Well, that's okay, Sarah. We can go players, we can go coaches, we can go a game. So anyway, Unc wants a rematch. And here, well, for the people who are watching, I had an idea pop into my head this week. So let me know in the comments what you think of this idea. a variation of stumped would be for me to actually have two people on as contestants and say have, 8 clues. And after every clue, give both contestants the ability to take one guess each. And first person to get it right wins. And if nobody gets it right at the end, then I won.
That's interesting.
Do it. 2 people would be great.
My thing is, though, is somebody like Robbie would be like trying to blurt out 5 guesses, after one clue. And it's just, all right, so let's say if it's Rinaldi and Cody, right? All right, we went 8-8. And Rinaldi's like, okay, 2007. And Cody's like, no, 2008. Nah, you both got it wrong. Boom,
Right. Right. Yeah, it's hard. We need buzzers or something. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. There's only 3 times when we had Adrian Peterson on this team that we went 8-8, and he had 3 guesses, right?
Yeah.
He could just spouted them all off.
And I really tried to lock it in. I really tried to lock it in for Robbie with the Udeze comment, with the Udeze clue, because Udeze played his college football at University of South Carolina. I tried to really give him something to cue him in, to give him a real good shot of getting it.
Udeze was a clue that got me close on that one. Draft prospects.
When you said AP 8-8, I was like, oh, that's 2007. That's his rookie year.
Right.
All right. Well, let's jump into these draft prospects. Again, hit us up if you want to do the stump with Fish, and we'll get a time with you. You ready to go, Shaq?
I'm ready.
All right. So what do we got tonight, Shaq?
So tonight we'll be talking about the next need. Last week we talked about cornerbacks. Next we're talking about defensive linemen, more particularly defensive tackles and nose tackles. So I know a lot of people have questions about what's the difference from a 1 tech, a 5 tech, 0 tech, and 3 tech. And it's more so just basically the defensive lineman. So, in the 3-4, you have a 5 tech and you have the 0 tech. 0 tech being the nose tackle and 5 tech being the ends, which will probably be, for a player comparison, it's like if we have Kevin Williams, who is a 3 tech, in the 4-3, we put Kevin Williams on the ends on both sides, he would be a 5 tech. And we'll have Pat Williams as a 0 tech in the 3-4 defense. That's the best way I kind of could explain it. Basically, a run stuffer being in the middle for a 3-4, and then you have 2 defensive tackles or 3 techs on the side of him.
Thank you, Shaq.
So the first play I'm going to talk about.
Who you got first?
The first player I'm going to talk about is Kenneth Grant from Michigan. He is a nose tackle defensive tackle who is the second best defensive tackle on his team, but is more likely to be in position for us to draft. In 41 games, he has 6.5 sacks, 69 tackles, 12 tackles for a loss, and 10 pass deflections, which is a lot for a defensive tackle, meaning he gets his hands up to, swat passes down when he's not getting to the quarterback. His PFF grades, he was 19th for pass rush grade. He was 8th for run defense grade, 13th for overall defensive grade, and he was 45th out of 175 for pass rush win rate as a nose tackle. He's projected to go mid-first round. Some things I liked about him were he shows strong lower body strength, which makes it difficult for offensive linemen to move him, and it helps, set up blitzes for our linebackers, Ivan Pace Jr., or even, getting Grenard and Van Ginkel free, so they don't have to worry about getting blocked when he's eating up 2 offensive linemen. He has great hand technique for a nose tackle, so that helps him disengage from blockers, so he can see in the backfield and, kind of clog up a rush lane and see where the running back is going. He's mostly known for his run stuffing abilities, and he also has great pass rushing skills, which helps him collapse the pocket from the inside. And it's rare for a nose tackle to have pass rush ability, but when you get pass rush ability from a nose tackle, you could do so much with your defense that changes how you basically attack the quarterback. His negatives are he's kind of inconsistent with his pad level. And when you're inconsistent with your pad level, it kind of helps offensive linemen block you better. And if we could get his pad levels to be lower and, you know, kind of low man wins, it'll help him get better at getting to the quarterback. He lacks ideal lateral agility for outside zone plays, which, you know, might be detrimental if we play, let's say, the Detroit Lions and they got Jahmyr Gibbs. But I'm not really focused on, you know, him running laterally. I just want him to attack the quarterback and collapse the inside zone.
I like him. Like, he's big, but he's super athletic for his size. I think I saw that it was either his sophomore, junior year. I don't know what it was, but he weighed 360 at one point, and he still ran a sub 5'4" 40.
So of the
this guy's a monster.
Of the defensive tackles we're going to review today, there are several that I would be happy with us getting. But like I say to you guys, this is the Red Ryder BB gun with the carbine action and the compass and the stock and the thing that tells time. This is the one that I want. If we can get this guy, this is the one that I want. But like I said, there's a few in here where I'll be like, yeah, that's good. But this is the prize Christmas present that I want to unwrap Christmas morning.
So, yeah, he's my nose tackle 1. He's my defensive tackle 2 in this draft class due to his high run stopping ability and his chance to develop great pass rush moves like a 3-tech. And if you want to get to see more of his upside, you can watch him play Iowa, Washington, Texas, and USC.
Do you think he's there at 24?
It's possible. You know, depending on how teams feel, it's not really. I feel like a lot of teams in front of us could go either wide receiver, cornerback. A lot of edges is in this draft class, and I think one of you guys brought it up earlier. I think it was Rinaldi. There's a lot of defensive edges or defensive ends and we don't need a defensive end in this draft class. So a lot of teams could draft them. And, you know, that will cause Kenneth Grant, who's a defensive tackle, nose tackle specifically, to fall. So I can see him going anywhere from, you know, maybe the highest is Dallas at 12 all the way down to 31.
Yeah, I think Kenneth Grant can fall to us, and I think he will fall to us because I think one player in particular will go in the top 10, and that's quarterback Jackson Dart. I think if Jackson Dart goes in the top 10, you're going to see a lot of players slide down to us that we really want.
He could wreck the draft, huh, Cody? He's the wrecking ball.
Jackson Dart will be my wrecking ball to send these players down to us.
We need him to. We definitely need him to go top 10, top 15.
I've been hearing steam about Jackson Dart going to the Steelers, which is right before us, so that is possible. Next.
So, next play we have on the list is Derek Harmon from Oregon. He's 6'4", 313. He's a powerful and versatile defensive lineman that has ideal size for a 3-tech or 5-tech. He played mostly 3-tech at Oregon, but before he transferred from Oregon, Texas A&M had him lining up all over the defensive line, causing pressure from 5-tech, 1-tech, 0-tech. In 42 games, he had 8.5 sacks, 116 tackles, 18 tackles for a loss, and 3 forced fumbles. His pass rush grade, he was second amongst defensive linemen. He was 29th for run defense grade. He was 10th for overall defensive grade, and his pass rush run rate was number 2.
Just look at him in the backfield. He gets whether it's a run or a pass play, he's just back there making a play.
He's a little nasty too. I like that about him.
He is.
He's my favorite defensive tackle because what Shaq said, how he lined up in all 5 positions or all 4 positions across that defensive line, right? And what Beefle loves to do is he loves dudes standing up. He loves dudes not like Harrison Phillips playing the end. Harrison Phillips playing the nose tackle. He likes dudes and moves them out of their certain position and put in.
Look at him. Get over here. Nope.
It's a dog.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Face mask,
Ronaldo,
but okay.
you said it right. I was looking for they didn't call it, so it's not a face mask. I was looking for the word, and nastiness is right, Ronaldo. He's got some nastiness to him. You know, he's got some edge to him. He wants to hurt you.
Yeah, I love that.
And I like
And
how
it doesn't matter. Like, look. All these highlights are in the freaking backfield.
Mhm. And
So
the way D-Flow calls his defense, if you're a cornerback, you might be playing linebacker. You know, if you're a safety, you might be playing linebacker. If you're a nose tackle, you might be playing the edge. Like, this is the way D-Flow calls his defenses. And if you stick to one player on
Nice
this
discipline.
line that plays in one particular spot, like Kenneth Grant, then you're just forced to play him at that nose tackle role. And I don't think D-Flow wants to do that.
Yeah. He has great upper body strength, which helps push linemen, which we kind of always saw with, you know, Bradbury and Ingram kind of getting blown into the backfield. He's very effective as a run defender. He got a great anchor, showing a great stack ability, and he can clog rush lanes while maintaining gap integrity. Basically, you know, when a running back, when an officer hikes the ball and then the offensive line moves, they kind of want to go through the hole. But what Derek Harmon does is he clogs that hole and forces the running back to either bounce outside and get tackled by a linebacker, or kind of rush into a clogged hole, which would minimize a game for like maybe 1 yard or no yards. He also has a high motor, and he's very competitive. Some negatives about him, though, is he struggles with pad level. I don't know. It's just something about this draft class with these defensive tackles. They struggle maintaining like a low pad level. If we could get him to, you know, constantly keep his pads low, then they could obviously be top 15, top 20 defensive tackles in the NFL. Not just in this draft class, but in the NFL, because they have everything else, but it's just, you know, coaching up to get better technique. He may occasionally over pursue in the backfield. So once he get in the backfield, sometimes he might over pursue and miss tackles. And I say some games you should watch of Derek Harmon is the Ohio State game, which was the Rose Bowl, the Big Ten championship game against Penn State and Washington.
I like it. This is my number one defensive tackle. And spoiler, I think you said it too, Cody, but defensive tackle, this is my number one, even over Kenneth Grant. Sorry, Fish, no disrespect. If we stick at 24, I want Derek Harmon or I want Jahdae Barron. Those are the two I want. So I'd be very happy with Derek Harmon.
If it's truly a BPA draft, this is a guy to me that's going to be probably available at that spot. Fits all the checks all the boxes that he looks like a Viking. He had a lot more steam 2 weeks ago, Shaq. It's the steam kind of went away. Now I don't, for at least for the Vikings. I'm not saying overall, and I don't know why the steam went away. That would be a phenomenal first round pick. He may not get a lot of playing time, or he's part of a rotation at first. I don't, you don't see this guy with 900 snaps this year. I don't think. But man, we got time. We got two really good free agents, and this guy can fit in that rotation with Redmond and all these other younger guys. I think it would be a pretty solid plan to move forward with. So we got time, and we got players, and it wouldn't bother me to pick this guy up at all.
The question is, could we trade back a little bit and still have him there? Do you think that's a reality?
No,
it's possible, but how far are we trading back?
Like if we traded back to 30.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
He might not be there at 30.
He wasn't in last week's draft that we did, because I think we would have taken him after
we did take him.
back. Oh, well, there you go. At what number?
24. Me and Cody got laughed at.
Yeah.
No,
The rest of the draft sucks, Shaq. It wasn't that pick. It was the rest of the draft, bro.
and that's the hard part about it. If we do take him at 24, I'll be ecstatic, but then I'm going to be kind of bummed that we're not picking again until 97. I'm going to be like, yo, trade our first next year. We need to get back into the second round, damn it. What we got next, Shaq?
Next, we have another big boy, Walter Nolan from Ole Miss.
Ooh, I love this kid too.
He's 6'4". He's 296 pounds, so he's not as big as the other defensive tackles. But what he does bring is he's another defensive tackle with an explosive first step to catch the offensive line off guard. he had great Senior Bowl film. Like if you go watch the Senior Bowl practices, he was one of the best players on the field, and nobody really could block him one-on-one. He could play all along the line, but is a little on the smaller side to play nose tackle. Earlier, I said Texas A&M for Derek Harmon. He came from Michigan State. Walter Nolan went to Texas A&M. That was my bad. He showed great ability to turn speed into power and use a strong punch and body control to get into the backfield. Some negatives about him, though, is he has consistency issues. Sometimes he looked like the best defensive player on the field, and other times you'd be like, where is he at? You don't see him for stretches of the game, more so towards like the end of the third or fourth quarter. Kind of like, how we had Aaron Jones last year, where he looked elite the first 2 quarters, and then you don't see much of him after that, which could be a conditioning issue. He can over pursue at times when he's in the backfield, and sometimes he just doesn't finish plays.
You talk about his conditioning issues. I feel like this team is trying to do what the Eagles did and have a rotation. So I feel like maybe that wouldn't be as big as a deal, because instead of having to play those vaulted 20 minutes I talked about, maybe you only have to play 10 minutes of football.
Yeah. And as you can see, his PFF grades was pretty good. He was 21st for pass rush grade. He was 2nd for run defense grade. Overall, he was 5th for defense grade. And he was 20th for pass rush win rate, which could be higher if he, I feel like if he was more motivated and high upside.
So I'm going to be honest. I heard a lot of hype about him, and it all sounded good. But when I was going through and watching the videos and clipping them, I just wasn't as impressed with him as I was with the other guys.
There's a lot of
and I don't know. I don't know if that's just a bad eye on me.
No, it's a lot of defensive tackles in this draft class. It's like, it's like kind of being a kid in the candy store, as the old cliche. Like, if you have your choice of all these different candies, yeah, you have your favorite. And then, he may not be your favorite cup of tea, but in another draft class, he would definitely probably be going a lot higher if it wasn't so many defensive tackles in this draft class.
What I like about Walter Nolan is the NFL, right? The conference with the most offensive linemen in the NFL right now is the Southeastern Conference, the SEC. So if you are looking at a defensive tackle, you're going to look at them that done well in that conference.
I like that.
The competition argument.
Right.
What was that?
Hey, Shaq, out of these top 3, are they all the same position, though? Like, there's 3 positions on the interior D line. Do these guys, out of these top 3, are they all the same position? Do you know?
So currently, most of them are versatile, but currently, I'll say Walter Nolan, he'll play more so a defensive end for us, kind of like Bullard or
right.
Who was the other guy we had at defensive end?
Hargrave or Jonathan Allen?
Roy.
Well, last year, who was I can't remember who was our other starter. I think, was it Jackie Roy? I don't think it was Jackie Roy.
No, it starts with a B2. He came from the Raiders. What's his name?
Bullard
and the other
and the guy that's been around forever starts with a B2.
Well,
last year?
Yeah.
Oh, from the Chargers.
Was it from the Chargers?
He was a first-round pick, wasn't he?
Oh, Tillery.
There you go.
Tillery. So, yeah. They was on the ends. They was on the ends while we had Harrison Phillips in the middle. So, Walter Nolan, he would be on the end. Harmon, he would be on the end more so, but he could play nose tackle for us inside, but he'll be on the end. And Kenneth Grant would be in the middle.
Yeah. I kind of like the idea of middle, because couldn't Phillips slide out to an end? I mean, really, the middle guy's got to play. Yeah,
that's where
middle guy's got
to
play 2 gaps, right? I mean, that's the idea. It might stop me if I'm wrong, because I'm no pro at this. But the middle guy's got to be able to slide both ways, right? And if you're bigger, it would, or take on 2 guys sometimes, right?
That's why I brought up the Patrick. That's why I brought up the Willis comparison for when he was on the Vikings. His job was, clog up the middle, take on as many double teams as possible to free up EJ Henderson or even Kevin Williams to get a free blitz. So, they don't have to worry about getting combo blocked, because you can't combo block somebody if you got to worry about a big-ass Pat Williams up the middle.
I know which one he plays.
So next we have Talik Williams, Ohio State, 6'3", 334 pounds. He in 51 games, he has 11 and a half sacks, 136 tackles, 28 tackles for loss, and 28 pass deflections. That is a lot for a defensive tackle, mind you. He was 166 for pass rush grade. He was 6th for run defense grade. Overall, he was 28th for defensive grade, and he was 91st for pass rush win rate. So he is more so a straight run stopper. If we drafted him to immediately clog the hole and make sure there's no running back going up the middle against us, or maybe even stopping the tush push if we have to play the Eagles. One of the best run defenders in this draft class. He has a very strong and heavy hands, which he uses to control the line of scrimmage and find running backs. He has great athleticism and quickness for his size. He's another defensive tackle with inconsistent pad levels, which you see clearly on pass plays while he always constantly getting blocked out the play. He has potential to be a good pass rusher, but his skills aren't as good as Kenneth Grant, which is why I have Kenneth Grant higher than him. Drafting him basically means I said it earlier, drafting him basically means, you want him to stop the run, and you could basically have Ivan Pace Jr., Blake Cashman, Van Ginkel, and Grenard getting behind him or doing a little stunt play and getting a free blitz on the quarterback.
Kind of reminds me of Phillips.
I'm going to tell you right now, just from watching this highlight film, even on the pass plays, if he's not getting there, he's actually pushing the pocket back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for your guy in the middle, that's really the most important thing, is to not allow the quarterback to step up away from the edge and still deliver the ball.
And if you want to watch some of his games, you could watch Iowa, Oregon, and Notre Dame championship game.
Hey, Shaq, do all these guys transfer in your opinion, into our defensive scheme, like a 3-4 kind of thing? Do they all work in that kind of a scheme, do you think? Or do they have experience? If not, maybe you don't know, but they have experience, right?
Yeah, so what was it? Walter Nolan and Derek Harmon, they basically could play all along our defensive line. It wouldn't be ideal for them to be in the middle, but they could play it if need be. Talik Williams and Kenneth Grant would definitely be able to play that nose tackle or even play on the ends for us, and we wouldn't have a problem.
Well, I'm going to say this right now. I'm watching this highlight. Every single down I've watched Ohio State's in a 4-3 defense.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah. So basically, if he was on our team, he would be the nose tackle or zero tech.
Yeah, but you look at our defense, I don't think we have we don't put a player in the traditional nose tackle spot. Like, we don't see that nose tackle line directly in front of that center.
No zero. We got a one tech, not zero.
Yeah.
And I think it's by design, but is it? I'd love to know. I think it is. But
I think it is by design too, because you want to
might be out of necessity
for the linebackers.
I mean, yeah, because we really don't have, besides who was the Taki Tamani, that was basically our only real nose tackle.
Hey, he might be something this year. It might be Taki season.
Could be. Let's go.
So it's like, if you only can run a scheme based on the plays you have.
Yeah. I just think it's by design. Like, we put a nose tackle.
Where you at?
Tackle. The one defense tackle we put on the field, we put him in a gap so it clogs that gap, but opens up 2 more gaps for the linebackers.
So next we have one of Unc's boys, Deion Walker from Kentucky. 6'7", 331. That's a big boy.
That's
He's so big.
Right
So he's definitely gonna play nose tackle, or he could play ends for us. Notice a lot of these defensive tackles are versatile, meaning if we draft them, they can play anywhere along the line, and I'm pretty sure B-Flow has a spot for each one of them to contribute immediately. In 37 games, he had 10 sacks, 132 tackles, 23 tackles for loss, and 6 pass deflections. 75.4 pass rush grade, which was 19th. 112 out of 194 defensive tackles for run defense grade. 28th overall defensive grade, and 31st pass rush run rate at 10.3%. He's a bull rusher and run stopper. The defensive tackle with the biggest potential, but he also was the most inconsistent, because before the preseason, before college football started, everybody had this guy going top 10, and he kind of didn't live up to that top 10 pedigree as the season went on. But he showed a ton of upside, which, you know, could still make him be drafted in the top 3 rounds. He's versatile.
with our coaches and our scheme.
Yeah.
Your favorite.
Exactly. He plays with his pads too high, too.
He's here. He's still here.
He's still here. Good. So he's great at 2-gapping, which is clogging rushing lanes when double teamed, and he has a long arms and a powerful grip to control the line of scrimmage. He has shown the ability to collapse the pocket with a bull rush and sometimes a swim move. He's versatile to play all along the line and various alignments, from nose tackle to even rush linebacker that Kentucky had him playing.
God.
Some of his cons, though, is conditioning issue and consistency, which might be able to coach him out of that. Maybe we could get him into a conditioning program and get him to be playing more like the first-round prospect he can be, rather than the 3rd or 4th rounder he showed throughout the season. I would like to see him do less reacting on pass plays and more penetrating. When I was watching his film, especially like him against Georgia, it seemed like he would stay at the line of scrimmage and look at the quarterback to see what was going on, rather than getting upfield to get pressure on the quarterback. Some games you could watch of him is against Ole Miss, and you could watch his Senior Bowl practices 1-on-1 where he dominated.
Yeah, I think it's crazy. He's another one, kind of like Grant, like how big he is and how athletic he is for his size. Like you see him out here, he's playing the 3 tech, but man, if we got him, I definitely want the guy in the middle.
I mean, do you think we play any of these?
Look at that! Look at that! Jeez, right up the middle.
So what was that, Cody?
What's that, Cody?
You think we play any of these defensive tackles with the scheme we have directly in the middle?
Yeah,
because we've been lacking it.
But I mean, you'd have to change the whole scheme of the defense in a way, the whole scheme of the defensive line.
Look, Cody, I'm not mad. I'm not mad if he's playing the 0 or the 1, and then you're kicking Phillips out to the 3.
That's what I think.
Do we ever put anybody at the 0, or is that how the scheme is worked, that we don't put anybody at the 0?
I mean, Phillips plays the 0 and the 1.
Yeah.
Jihad Ward was in the 0 last year.
Yeah, and he's the defensive end for the Giants.
Was he in the 0-0 though, or was he?
Yeah, he lined up over the center.
And Taki too, before Taki got hurt.
I'd like to know those snap counts.
You got to ask.
It's available to you. All you got to do is a little bit of research.
I'm just saying, I don't think it fits the defensive scheme. Like, if you're going to draft a nose tackle and you're going to change the whole scheme of the defense by putting that guy, that top first-round pick, into that position, he has to be a generational talent.
I don't get where you're going with this. Like, well, normally we put a guy in the 1 gap, but now we're going to put him over the 0, so now our whole defense changed. I don't
assignments.
still
Hey, wait a
go
minute.
with
Our base defense is a 3-4. So by inherent, we have somebody lining up over the center. I don't
It's
understand
not
where we're
technically a 3-4 though. We never have three people with their hands in the dirt on the defensive line. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well,
Alex,
it's
if you've been
because-
paying attention, the reason is pad level.
Exactly, Pat. You took it.
basically, pad level, basically, it helps. If you have low pad level, you basically could beat guards and offensive tackles and get to the backfield. But if you have your pad level high, that gives them a chance to hit you up top and even grab you or hold you, which is legal if you do it from the inside. So if you have a low pad level, they can't grip your shoulder pad, and you'll be able to hit them with a spin move or a swim move. So the last prospect I have for us is TJ Saunders from South Carolina. He is 6'4", 297 pounds. In 39 games, he had 9.5 sacks, 132 tackles, 18 tackles for loss, and 6 pass deflections. He was 7th in pass rush grade, 50th in run defense grade, 14th in overall defensive grade, and 11th in pass rush run rate with 12.6. And he is an elite pass rusher. Sanders has demonstrated the ability to play multiple positions along the defensive line, including 1 tech, 3 tech, and 5 tech, making him adaptable to various defensive schemes. His hand techniques utilizes vital and active hands, employing moves such as a rip or swim moves to shed blockers and disrupt plays. He is another player who might have conditioning problems, which showed throughout the season, late in games, indicating he might need to improve on getting better condition and, having an impact later on in games. And some games you could watch for him is against Georgia, Missouri, and Clemson.
It pains me to think, Shaq, that the two lightest guys on this list, you've had to talk about their conditioning issues.
I know.
The two guys.
I know.
You know who showed out tonight, though? That was your last one, right, Shaq? You did.
Yeah.
You said pass rush win rate better than anybody I've ever heard ever until the last one. I wish I went 4 for 5, bro.
I think the juice is getting to me now.
Do you think
Robbie,
that? So how about this last guy?
Carolina, guys.
Yeah. How about this last guy? How far does he fall down, Shaq? Because the other guys were mid-range, mid-rounds, and early rounds. Where does this guy go?
So he can go late first or early second because it's hard to get a defensive tackle with pass rush. And that's all we've been bitching about last year is man, we're getting so much pass rush, but it's from the same two players, Van Ginkel or Grenard, or sometimes Ivan Pace. If we get, TJ Saunders or Derek Harmon or even Kenneth Grant, we'll get interior pass rush mixed with not exterior, but edge pass rush, which can confuse offensive linemen and cause havoc, which you saw Patrick Mahomes, who many consider one of the best quarterbacks in the league right now, struggle. Made him look like a regular quarterback. So give us the interior pass rush, and I think our defense will be pretty much set.
Dig.
All right. Thank you for that, Shaq. That was a good presentation. I feel like we lost somebody.
Boom. Mr. Fish.
Fish.
It was about to be Fish and Rinaldi's moment.
Uh-oh.
Maybe the moment got too big.
It could be. He was a little nervous about it pre-game. From what I
he's
could
having
tell.
conditioning issues.
Yeah.
His pads are too high.
So who did you guys like out of all those that we talked about? I don't know if you guys can really see this, but this is kind of a breakdown of all their stats and PFF grades.
Derek Harmon.
I'm Derek Harmon all the damn way.
I just don't.
I don't
think
know
he-
why he lost steam. He looks great to me. He
Yeah.
looks totally Vikings to me.
I think
Hey,
he's
that
the best player.
that could be
fits
great
this
for us.
defense.
I hope he loses more steam.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's the best player that fits this defense, just because
100%.
we don't traditionally line up a nose tackle under nose tackle.
I agree with that, Cody. I know I kind of get where you're going. I know we got a little off base on it, but yeah, I agree.
For me, it would be Kenneth Grant, because we don't have somebody who could clog up the rush lanes or eat up double teams and have a pass rush. Like, that is rare to have a nose tackle with pass rush. Like, you don't really get that. And if you do, they usually go top 15. Like Jordan Davis for Georgia, who went to the Eagles, and you got Vita Vea. And you don't get a Vita Vea every year.
See, my thing is, with the running game, we were fine on run defense. And what we did this offseason, adding Allen and Hargrave, we just basically cemented what our defense is.
For this year,
Yeah.
it would be nice to have a development piece in the middle.
So since I don't think we're drafted in the first round, I think the most likely one out of all these players is Deion Walker.
Hopefully.
Wouldn't be mad at it.
This is
I
my
I would
hot
not be
take.
mad at it. Let's do a mock draft.
Let's go.
I want a mock.
Keith, I need you to do something for
No,
me.
don't do that. Don't do that, Shaq.
Hey, David, are you still okay with what we talked about?
We didn't talk about anything. I have no idea what you mean.
I'm about to say, you guys talked?
Hey, listen,
Hey, Keith,
I
need
can't
you to
see-
do me a-
I can't see anything on the screen at all, so you're gonna have to walk me through it.
Keith,
What are you watching on the phone?
Yeah, dude, I can't. I'll tell you about it later. This is all
Okay.
bad.
Keith, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to slow the speed down for the first round.
I already did that, Fish, because I remember you said that.
Appreciate it.
You got it. Let's jump into it. So we got a 7-round draft, slightly skewed towards PFF like last week. So
We're doing
And the
PFF.
draft.
Okay.
no, slightly skewed. It's like 55% PFF. 'Cause
Okay.
Like I said, if you go all the way PFF, it screws.
It's
everything.
not
So,
good. It's not even fun.
So I'm gonna start the draft now.
Oh, shit.
Let's
You ready?
go.
Pause.
Oh, you got a stick and pick.
Pause.
No, we do not. Yeah, where are you
I am
at?
All
paused.
right. Plan B, David.
Already? Damn it.
Yeah.
Do you want me to start? Wait, do you want me to start it over?
No, it's good.
No, it's good. Go to plan B.
Because
Damn,
I don't even know what he's talking about. Plan B.
Mason
That's
Graham
not a
ranked
birth
third?
control thing.
Yes, it is. As a matter of fact, it's the entire reason why Justin
Jason, they're gonna
Jefferson's in the
they're
top
gonna totally mess this up right now because they're gonna go. I already know what you're doing. So they're gonna trade the first next year.
Well, we were going to, but Mason Graham got taken at 3 instead of 5.
Had to be the right guy. Had to be the right guy. And the reality is that why Grant is the right guy, because I never threw my hat in the ring during Shaq's picks, because he's the right guy because he's the only one that's completely elite. That's a guy that has potential, a ceiling of the Hall of Fame. I'm not saying he's a Hall of Fame player. That's a ceiling. He's got that kind of potential. Everybody else out of that group have their deficiencies, and that's why we thought it would have been worthwhile to trade up for him. So, yeah, we were thinking it, and I probably would have went along with it, to be honest with you. What do we got now?
Well, you got to
Resume
make
the
the
draft.
trade make
Resume the
sense.
draft, Keith.
What players available that a team will jump up to go grab?
That's what you want to know. And
It goes, damn, Jahdae Brown went at 9.
Is Luther Burden still up there?
will you stop with Luther Burden? He's a wide receiver, right?
I know. Yeah,
Yeah.
the Ravens.
Bro, come on.
Kenneth Grant just went at 19 to Tampa Bay.
Okay.
Mhm.
No, I'm saying for y'all to trade back if you're going to.
I don't
trade
know.
Yeah,
if
no, I
any of
get
us-
you. We're not
I
there
don't
yet.
think that we've lost anybody that we really wanted. Jahdae Brown went at 9.
Yeah.
Malachi Starks went at 10.
Yeah.
So now we're at pick 21, the Steelers. You guys good to
Yeah,
resume?
let her rip.
They about
This
to
is
draft
your call
Kenneth
at
Grant.
this point, David. I'm going to
Oh, Jesus, I can't see, though.
What the fuck?
Okay.
There goes Luther. Luther Burden went at 22.
Damn.
And Michael Williams went at 23. So
Okay.
what you guys have, you have Walker Nolan, you have Amari Hampton, you have Colston Loveland, Shamar Stewart, Ray Zabel, Derek Harmon, Darius Alexander. Is there any position that you want to see?
Yeah, I put up safety really quick.
He's still there.
Is he?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Worry.
All right. So let me ask this: is there anybody calling us for a trade?
I like how the
There's
like, trade back.
There's 4 trade proposals.
So who are they?
The best offer comes from the Chiefs.
That's 30 or 31? 32.
31.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna say okay, so the Chiefs have 31, 63, 66, and 95.
Oh, they have 2 in the 60s. I like that. Go for 66 and see what happens.
So you want to give 24 for 31 and 66?
Yeah, let's go.
45% chance.
Do it.
What? Wait.
I'm looking. You can't. You will not get 95.
You won't get anything else.
Hold on. Can we add a player to our draft? Can we trade?
You might get 130. You might get 133. Oh, you want to trade a player, Fish?
Yes.
Let's go. What do you want to trade, Fish?
Oh my gosh!
Let's
don't
put
do this.
Juergens in the trade.
What? Doesn't move the needle.
That was very anticlimactic.
Okay, put Harrison Phillips in the trade.
I was expecting like Addison.
Might get another 6 for Phillips.
All right, so now we have a 16% chance to get 31, 66, and 95 if we add Juergens. Do you want to see if they take it?
16%. They're not going to take it, but go ahead.
They did not take it.
Change the player to Harrison Phillips.
I bet it jumps up to 22%.
Wow.
I know we're not going to get that cameo.
Yeah, that cameo's gone. Went to 24%.
Close.
Not going to happen.
They did not take it.
What's the 95 to 133?
With Phillips or with Juergens?
Yep.
All right, Phillips is gone. And so the 24 pick.
So what did we get?
You got the 31, the 66, and the 133. We no longer have Harrison Phillips.
Bro, that was a big gamble. Let's go. Let's go to 31.
And they took Walter Nolan, the Chiefs did.
Yep.
Oh, man, now you guys are really fucked.
I don't know. Gray Zabel's
Oh,
gone.
there he went.
Omari Hampton is gone. Man. I don't know. I see a guy right there at the very fucking top of this list.
All right.
There we go. Derek Harmon.
All right. So
defensive interior. Tell me who's all available, Keith.
You got Derek Harmon. Got TJ Sanders, Tyleek Williams.
Hey, David, I just want to let you know because you can't see. We've got 4 more trade offers.
Let's look at them.
Oh boy.
You guys are just digging yourself a deeper hole. Keep
okay,
going.
so you got the Giants. The Giants with pick 34. You might be able to talk them out of pick 99.
Nah, pass on that.
No, 34 and 99 to move back 3 spots.
Right.
But you will lose Harmon.
Right. I don't like the plan B, Fish. That's just taking darts there. We need one guy that can be in a rotation, I think. I would
just go ahead and take Harmon.
I would stick and take Harmon, I think.
Okay.
God damn it, we ended up with the same draft you guys did.
Oh yeah, we just didn't trade back a shit ton of times.
Well, we'll see. You have a pick between now and 97. They didn't.
Correct.
Yes.
You guys are going to get
round pick.
I'm going to tell you who you're going to get. I'm not going to tell you, but I know who you're going to get.
I know who I'm going after. Fish might get me off track, though. We'll see.
I think you guys draft Dorian Strong from Virginia.
I don't think so.
I want to see
how do I speed it up now?
Go in the settings.
No, that's going to mess it up. Oh, I see it.
Good, because I don't see anything.
All right, so we're coming up. Siobhan Revel just went. Maxwell Harrison just went.
Uh-oh.
Isaiah Thomas just went. The cornerbacks are gone, fellas.
That's what I
Well,
wanted
that was
to do.
Strong, boys.
Oh my gosh, the guy I thought you were gonna take went one pick ahead. Caleb Johnson went one pick before us.
Oh.
Okay, put up the interior lineman offense.
Interior offensive line. We got Jared Wilson at center, Tate Ratledge at guard, Willie Lampkin at guard, and Luke Kandra at guard.
Anybody tickling your fancy there?
All these guys would be stretches.
Yeah,
but
I
they
think
won't
so.
be there, but they might not be there at 97.
Yeah. All right. What other position, Fish? I picked that one. You picked this one. Look at corners, right? Look at corners.
Yep.
Or wide
RJ
receiver.
Harvey.
How about a crazy
RJ
wide
Harvey.
receiver?
Okay, so let me look at this is wide receivers, cornerbacks, and running backs.
There you go.
Look at RJ Harvey.
Look at RJ Harvey.
Isn't he a little bit of a stretch though? Still,
Not at all.
Travion
Sorry,
Henderson's there.
I think
Travion Henderson is there.
yeah. He's a burner, right?
Travion?
Yeah.
He's the best blocking running.
He's a home run hitter. He's Robert Smith, dude.
That's what I mean. He's a burner, right? I mean, he's a weapon. Yeah.
Yes.
What's our
I like
trade-
that
what's
idea.
the trade
I
that
just think
they're
we're
giving
stretching. Is there anybody that wants a trade here for shits and giggles quickly?
Mhm.
Drop. There's only one trade offer. You'd have to drop from 66 to 83.
Too
No,
far.
thank you.
Okay.
All right. Let's see here.
Safety. I don't want a running back either. Safety.
Do we look at? Did you guys
This
look
is
at
all
corners?
positions.
I honestly don't know how you pass on Henderson or Harvey right here, but
Yeah, well, I
safety-
might not. I'm probably going to take him.
You got the Texas safety,
Take
but he
Henderson.
might be there at- he
Take
might be there at
Henderson.
97. All right, you want to take Henderson?
Yeah, let's go.
This draft is already better than last week.
Yeah.
There we go. So now our next pick will be 97.
Maybe.
Oh, you want me to stop? Oh, RJ
Where is
Harvey
it?
went to
No.
83.
No, I can't. Keep going.
97 is what? The
The
third round- late
safety's going
third?
to be there. Your safety's going to be there.
Damn, I want to
Mukaba.
trade. Can we trade next time? Me and Shaq?
I told you guys to, but you guys didn't.
Can't because the players are slimming down there.
I'm sorry. They traded. They're doing just fine.
First off, the draft was like 5 seconds. We had 5 seconds, and then was our pick.
Yeah, I
Here's
mean,
your
we
safeties.
have the advantage. They didn't have the ability to kind of talk it up. At first, it was like it's all of us, and then it became Cody and Shaq, like
right.
right there.
Like, you don't think I
Dorian
would've
Strong
traded-
is still available.
You don't think I would have traded Brett Rippon and one of our picks to move up?
They traded
Let's
Harrison
go Dorian
Fields,
Strong,
bro.
David.
I think right now. I know this is going to get a B minus, but I think you go with Andrew. Why not? Just take that pick.
Okay.
Let's get a
Take the
safety.
safety?
Let's develop him.
I think that's the better pick.
Yeah.
He's actually pretty good.
That doesn't bother me at all. I like that pick.
All right, our next
Give me
pick is going to be
podcast. I like your thinking.
Yeah.
what? Take Strong. There's not a lot of cornerbacks in this draft. If you want one, you got to take one early.
Take it early. That's what I just learned on this
Will
one
Lampkin,
for sure.
David.
Yeah, go ahead. Take it right off
Yeah.
the rip. He's my boy.
Lampkin, that's a good one.
Wait.
Hey.
Oh yeah, we took a running back. Never mind.
You got and you got 139 still, so you're on the
Wait,
clock.
wait a
again.
minute. Willie Lampkin's your boy. Me and
And they
Shaq
just got him.
laughed at that fucking pick.
This was like their 5th pick, though. You took like your 2nd pick.
No, this is their third pick.
No, it was our 5th or 4th.
Our fourth pick. We took Lampkin as a third pick.
All right, so you guys are on the clock at 139. Do you want to see
Let's-
what you
Let's
have?
see what the trades are.
Oh boy. So you have pick 139. You can go to 147 with the Niners.
Can we get 162 also? No.
Nope. You can get 227 and 249.
Let's take the flyer, David. There's nobody exciting at 139.
Good, man.
It's done. 147. You're back on the clock.
Dude,
Yours.
No.
Okay.
how about the Georgia tight end?
There's another guard right there.
I mean, he projects. Yeah, he projects as a good room guy. I mean, we don't have Nick Muse anymore. I don't hate taking a tight end at this number. I mean, I think he might still be there a little bit later, but
Yes, I agree with Boyd. Mitchell Evans from Notre Dame.
Call it, Dave.
Jack, would you agree? Oh, Shaq and Cody left. They're talking about strategy for next week.
there we go. Put him in there, man.
We're taking him.
Yep.
I like that pick. That was a good trade back. I got them all down though. Vikings been talking about Rashard Smith. Cody, you heard that?
Oh yeah, they're talking about Rashard Smith, all their top 30 visits. We do draft.
Ooh, the Minnesota linebacker.
Yeah, let's go with that. Just for fun. Just for funsies. I love it.
All right. Now we're in the 200s, and none of us heard of any of these guys that are about to come up.
Right. So let's trade him. Let's trade him, Fish.
Let's trade back.
Jay Higgins.
Hey,
We just took a
Higgins.
linebacker. We just took a linebacker. I mean, positionally, hey, is there a good punter on the board?
I don't know. It's a good question, actually.
There's a trade offer, David.
There's a shit ton of kickers. There's one punter.
Really?
His average draft position is 144, and we're picking 227 right now.
Take him. Take a goddamn punter.
Wait. There's an Alabama
punter.
There's an Alabama punter. Teammates with our kicker.
Which way? Flip a coin,
going
Fish.
Florida?
I say
Let's
we
take
take a
the
punter
Florida
here.
one.
Let's take a goddamn punter.
Let's take the Florida one.
Oh, Robbie. Robbie probably had
Sorry,
so much
Robbie.
to say about James Burnett.
Now it's just about what score we get. Do we stay in the A's?
All right. Last pick.
249.
One last pick.
249.
Is this? I thought Samuel Munden was actually
Scroll
decent.
down just a little bit more for me, please.
Kyron Lacey, if he beats that charge of killing somebody in an accident.
Oh my
Yikes.
God.
He was a
Yikes.
first round wide receiver.
Steve.
He was a first round wide receiver, and then that happened.
Well, you know what, David? Pick 249. Why not?
Why not what?
Take it.
Why not what?
You know the
Trade?
Eagles. You know the Eagles GM said that if someone has a domestic violence charge against them, he won't even look at them.
Yeah. That sucks for them.
So here, Moose Muhammad, I thought he was a kind of had more steam last year if he would have came out of the draft. He fell down. What happened to him, Shaq?
I'd be willing to take him just for his name.
Moose Muhammad. I mean, it does sound like that guy's just gonna be a beast.
I just feel like
And so does Rock Taylor.
is there any cornerback on here of any at all? I mean, I just think we didn't get a cornerback. I think that's what I don't like about this draft, right? So we'd have to get Samuels.
You insisted on a safety.
I know. But
Tommy,
we still probably need a D back, right? To fill that room
Tommy
out.
Hill from Nebraska and Cam Miller and Mac McWilliams.
Dude, I
Or-
love that name. Mac McWilliams, football
Let's
player.
go with it. Makes me want to go to McDonald's right now.
Let's see what you guys graded.
Big Mac, motherfucker.
I honestly feel like we should give Cody and Shaq a rematch next week.
They can do it. So we got an A for Harmon, a B plus for Henderson. That's fucked up. Mukaba got an A minus, a B minus for Lampkin. I don't know how. Mitchell Evans, a B minus, B plus for Cody Lindenberg. Oof, they didn't like our punter pick.
Well, they would never like our punter pick. We fucked up.
They'd have probably given us
Mac
an A if it was the Alabama.
Mac
punter.
McWilliams, a B plus.
B plus.
If they give us an A, Robbie's gonna hate this math. Hey, Ryan.
A minus.
Yeah, boy.
David,
Well, you
high
know-
fives and chest bumps all around.
Yeah, boy.
Well, you know, 5 B's equal an A. So
That was a good
Yeah,
draft.
we tried to teach Robbie that last offseason.
Hey, let me tell you something. It's the Derek Harmon pick. How many times I got to tell you, Harmon's my guy. I want him so bad.
Got a little piece of you.
me and Cody do it. They're like, "What the fuck are y'all thinking?"
Blood pressure system moved out.
Bro, listen, all this proves is that two guys that don't know how to draft can get an A minus. We just fucking showed them, Fish.
Yeah, how does
So-
Quessy get a
And let me
fucking
tell you
B+?
something. The first
Look at
move, the first move that David and I did not discuss at all was we wanted to move up to pick 5 and take Mason Graham.
That's crazy.
And he got taken at 3.
That's great. I wish it would have got to there to see if like we could have even got there because I think we could only have done next year's first round. We couldn't have done 2. So
We were going to give
Well, I
we were going to
was
give the
gonna
house
put-
away.
I
It didn't matter.
took a peek at it before I didn't talk to David about it. And with 24 next year's first and Harrison Phillips, they would have taken it.
Right.
What's crazy to me is we started with 4 picks and we ended with 8.
Right.
Cody, new song dropping.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Sleep
I'm not a big
Token
fan of
song.
sleep jogging.
All right, talk amongst yourself. I'll be back for the hot takes.
All right. Hot takes. Look out.
We all want to do.
Oh, hot takes.
I got to write mine down. I don't have a
I
good
had
one
mine
today.
already in my head. I already got it. I'm waiting for the thing to kick off.
Yeah,
I
got
just can't
my
go
hot take.
first.
Oh boy.
So I think we did all right, David, considering how we went to a plan B that we didn't discuss it previously. And
Oh, we did
then
great.
we ad-libbed it.
A minus? You got to be kidding me. I take an A minus any day.
I definitely like your first 2 picks. I definitely would have did the exact same thing. Derek Harmon and Henderson.
And Henderson falling to the 3rd. It makes sense. Running backs.
Well, we got
you
him in
don't
the
see-
second.
You don't see 3 running backs going in the 1st round.
You haven't in a while.
No,
You haven't in a while.
But it
They
could change
projected that,
this
though.
year. It
They
could change
projected
this
that.
year because now there's emphasis on the running back position now. Like it took a year break and it's like, okay, now we're going to pay running backs. Running backs actually mean a lot of things for this league.
Not only that, it's not that many elite. What's those positions of needs for like pass rushers, quarterbacks? It's not that many elite positions or elite players at those positions. So it bumps up running back grades.
It's so weird how the pendulum swings to what the elite positions are. I mean, a few of them are always going to be the same: quarterback, defensive end, but cornerback seems to have faded just a hair. I know it's super important, but it depends on the scheme of the defense sometimes too. I don't think we value corners the way other teams do at all. I mean, we value every position, don't get me wrong, but I think they're okay being a little weaker there than we are.
I think we value more than anything. I think B-Flow values more than anything is his linebackers with pressures. Because you saw we took Dallas Turner, even though he went up and got Ginkle and he got Greenard. Like he knew that Greenard, there's a thought in his head that that Dallas Turner was probably going to sit behind somebody last year. That was definitely a thought.
Not only that, Van Ginkel, I'm pretty sure nobody expected Van Ginkel to have the season he did last year.
Yeah, I don't think
I know
anybody
I did.
else thought
I know I
don't
was
think
all
any of
over
us
it.
thought it, but I think B-Flow definitely thought it. I think B-Flow knew who Ginkle was.
So you
I'll
don't
tell
think
you
he
what
had
though. My thinking going into that mock draft was the reason I wanted Harrison Phillips on the trading block was we're ultimately drafting his replacement.
pretty much?
And I was also looking at Juergens because if we could have got Gray Zabel, then Blake Brandel's our backup, and Juergens, we don't need him. And so
Well, there's
Should
another
trade
guy
back
that
in.
could be going for that left guard competition also. that no one mentioned was Walter Rouse.
I thought you were going to say Dalton Reisner, and I was going to jump through. I was going to jump through the screen and choke you.
You got Walter Rouse and Juergens that you drafted, and then you got Brandel, the incumbent, the guy that's in that position already. So he needs competition. You're going to flow 2 dudes over there for that competition.
This is giving me Drew Samia vibes all over again.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if Drew Samia had a supporting cast around him like these guys.
That's true too.
I think we gave up on Dakota Dozier too early.
That's a hot take.
Super spicy.
And speaking of hot takes, let's go ahead and get into our hot takes.
Ready.
You're not ready, Fish?
I'm not ready.
None of you guys are ready? All right, 2 more hours. Let's do it.
I'm ready right now.
No. Sorry, Cody. Sorry, Cody. If your team's not ready,
So
you're not
Case
ready. What about Case Keenum?
Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready. I don't know how hot this is, but I'm ready.
Well, I want to go 2 more hours, though.
Yeah.
We still can. I have faith in you.
All right, I believe so, too. All right, let's go ahead and get to the hot takes. All right, Shaq, damn it. All right, let's go ahead and get to the hot takes. Damn it, Shaq. Michael Fish, what do you got?
In this draft, the Vikings are actually going to draft 2 defensive tackles during the course of this draft.
That works for me. That works for me.
I got something completely opposite of Fish.
Oh, then go ahead, Cody.
The Vikings will not draft a single defensive tackle this draft.
That was completely opposite.
I was writing mine down. It's too funny.
I'm sorry. When you said I guess a complete opposite, I didn't expect it to be so opposite.
I mean, opposite would have been -2. They're going to give away 2.
Well, okay, Fish. Okay, Fish. You're fun at parties. All right, so since we're doing draft ones, I'm going to go ahead and jump in with mine before Shaq takes it.
Oh, those draft ones?
They're not all draft ones, but they're doing draft ones, and mine kind of relates to the draft. So I'm gonna get mine out, and mine is the Vikings won't take a cornerback within the first 3 rounds of the draft because they are going to sign Asante Samuel after the draft.
I hope. Sounds good.
What do you got, Shaq?
So I know my last season I was doubled up on Sam Darnold hot takes. This year I'm gonna double up on wide receiver hot takes. Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson will both be in top 10 for receiving yards for wide receivers.
Down.
Somewhere Robbie's gritting his teeth right now. Somewhere. Damn. But even with, I don't want to kill Joy, but even with Addison missing 3 games?
Even with Addison missing 3 games.
Oof. All right. I like it. I like it a lot. I mean, that goes along with Cody's J.J. McCarthy leading in 3 categories. Rinaldi's J.J. McCarthy can be Super Bowl MVP. I mean, if all those happen, then definitely. What do you got, Rinaldi?
Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah will not sign a contract before training camp starts.
Okay.
Is that hot enough? Because I'll go farther if you don't think so.
Well, the only reason I'm saying that is because I think E said he won't sign one at all this year.
Did he already do that?
Yeah.
E did that? Because that's what I was going to go with.
Yeah.
I know I said he'll sign one before the season starts, before week 1.
And E said he won't.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna. I think he's got some. All right, so that's my take. It's gonna be that one, but I think
That's fine.
I think he's got something going on. I do. I think he might want to be out. I think he's gonna say I don't want to sign, and he wants to go back and do something else.
Yeah. So Emiliano said Kwesi will not get extended this year.
Yeah.
But you're right. Like a lot of people are assuming that there's no offer out there, and I think there might be an offer out there, and it just might not be an offer that he likes. That maybe he doesn't like the terms of what they are offering.
Not always about money, man. I think
No, definitely. No, I'm saying it could be about money, but it might not be about money. It might be about the power structure.
So they've said. Although I think they cleared that up today. Did you see that one interview?
Well, they said like nothing's changing or anything like that.
Right.
Formally, nothing's formally changing.
Right. They always come to a decision. They always seem to make it to a decision anyway. They want collaboration, right?
Well, if KOC said that, let's hear it from him.
Yeah. I'd rather hear it from Quasi.
Yeah, what's up, man?
What's going on, Fish?
I'd rather hear it from Quasi.
So what's up, Mike? What do you want to jump on here and tell us?
Well, I just wanted to say, well, first of all, like as always, thanks for having me on. And yeah, I've been watching the mock draft. I think you guys did a really good job with it. And yeah, I'm loving it.
Dude, Cody and Shaq are stewing, bro. Like they're gonna do something so. They're gonna do something so stupid next week. Like it's gonna be.
I'm gonna say.
Justin Jefferson is getting traded next week.
Bro, Jefferson's not getting traded. And those two with the mock drafts, they were going dummy. I'm saying that.
We didn't do nothing dummy. We stuck and picked.
That's the only thing we did
about it.
Yeah, and also I have a hot take that's gonna rock you guys' world out. Because here's my hot take. It don't matter what the Vikings do. Jared Goff, Jared Nightingale, Jared Leto, let's see,
Jared Goof.
Jared
the Subway guy.
Yeah, Jared. Yes, Jared the Subway guy. It don't matter what the Lions do. The Lions are going to go 6-11 next season, while we go the exact opposite at 11-6. That is my hot take.
It's hot take, bro.
My hot take.
I wish I had a Robbie chance to see his face.
That was pretty fucking hot. For some reason, Cody wasn't impressed.
No, I'm impressed.
Who's not impressed?
Dude, Cody is so focused on the mock draft next week with Shaq. We can't. Oh my god,
he's already strategizing strategically.
I know he's already.
I'm not strategizing. No, I'm buying more stuff for the background. I can finally put up behind me.
Robbie said no more name drops.
Dude, you're gonna see Cody with a sound barrier wall behind him. He's gonna have full headphones on. He's gonna have a microphone from the ceiling.
I'm gonna have 3 full lights.
He's gonna have 3D lights behind him that says like Cody, let's Skol behind him. Boom, boom, boom.
No.
Actually, he's not gonna have a microphone coming from the ceiling. He's gonna have an actual movie quality boom mic that one of his kids is gonna be holding up.
Hold that shit straight.
Do you want your $20? You will stand here for 3 hours.
No, I'm honestly looking at it.
Yes, I will gladly take my $20. I will gladly take my $20 and just run with it.
JJ McCarthy signed jersey, bro. My birthday's not even till June.
I know, yeah, man. Like figure out what I'm gonna put behind.
For until June, yeah. Cody, you gotta pick a side, bro. Like last week, you were trashing JJ McCarthy and not believing in JJ McCarthy. No, you were. You were.
Well, in a matter of speaking, you kind of were, buddy.
Okay, if I was trashing JJ McCarthy and I bought the jersey and he is garbage, I just lost money on that.
Right. All right. I'm saying you kind of got to pick a side. That's what
you lose, like $10.
You were wearing the man's jersey and you were like agreeing with Robbie and high-fiving and everything about like he's not going to work.
No, might not work out. Robbie agreed with me on we don't know what we have with right now.
That's the thing. And Cody's
let me go stock up. Let me go stock up on his memorabilia. Let me go spend $40 on a card, and let me do all this. But I don't know what he's going to be.
You want to spend $40 on JJ McCarthy card right now? They're pretty high. No,
I said 400. I said 400.
A card? Yeah, I got 2. I got a card.
Yeah,
I got a card that's worth $750, and another one that's worth around $400. Yeah, you.
I'm just saying, man. Pick a side.
Sell.
And he never played a snap. That is wild.
No, I'm taking the gamble. I'm gambling on it, just like the Minnesota Vikings are. I'm gambling that J.J. McCarthy is going to be the quarterback of the future. Will I lose out like the Minnesota Vikings will? I don't know. Because we don't know.
I do know. I
just need Drake May to win 5 Super Bowls.
Why didn't Drake May win 5 Super Bowls?
So I can sell that rookie card.
You got one?
Oh my! That's what we're worried about right now.
Well, why?
The Vikings ain't paying my money. The Vikings ain't paying my pocket.
You can sell that Jordan Addison jersey when he wins Super Bowl MVP.
I'll sell this shit too. Buy me another one.
That'd be a hot take.
You get that same price on that Addison jersey because you wore it. The thing is, we don't know about J.J. McCarthy. I'm all for J.J. McCarthy. Don't get me wrong. I want J.J. McCarthy to be the greatest quarterback.
Fans firmly straddling.
Yeah, right. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I'm pretty sure we all.
You're hedging.
I am hedging my bet. Yeah, definitely, I'm hedging my bets.
This is
you're hedging your opinion,
you, Cody, because you are usually like immovable. Like you get into a spot and you can't be moved, and here you're just like
he wants to commit, but he can't put the ring on it. He just can't yet.
Because last year's
he's like I love her, but for some reason I can't put the ring on her.
Last year's draft talk. What was I talking about every single fucking day of last year's offseason? We've only
how bad we are, how bad we're gonna suck, how bad life is.
Quarterback talk. We've only drafted a quarterback in the first round 6 times.
And see how our faith was rewarded.
Cody, who was your guy though? Was it Drake May? Was it Drake May?
Cody, hold on. What were you doing after we did draft that quarterback?
Yeah, I did this. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, you sure did.
My guy was J.J. McCarthy. My 2 guys. I said in right after the Super Bowl that we will sign Sam Darnold and we're going to draft J.J. McCarthy, and it happened. I said that shit. Good is good. I didn't like Sam Darnold when we did it. I thought it was like a negative thing when I said, "Oh, we're going to sign Sam Darnold and watch," and it happened. And I was like,
"We all thought that."
Yeah.
It's. Oh, except for Shaq. Shaq thought he was going to Super Bowl MVP.
I mean, shit. But I fell in love with Sam Darnold. I fell in love with Sam Darnold because I finally knew what we had. With J.J. McCarthy, I don't know what we have. Am I in love with him? Oh, yeah, 100%. Do I want to?
We have a quarterback for the next 13 years. That's what we have.
Do I want to get disappointed? Fuck no.
Just keep him upright. He'll be fine.
And we did that because we got good.
Exactly. We just need to keep the spirits up, and we
got a great center as a free agent, right, Fish?
The best.
His kids in the jacket. His kids in the jacket. His kids in the jacket.
Adorable. Love it.
I also don't want
to. I'm not gonna lie. I was a little surprised when you told me that those little munchkins were his kids, because at his age, I was expecting at least tweeners, if not teens.
Yeah, his age is wild.
All right, fellas, I'm gonna let you guys get out of here before we get close to the 3-hour mark, because I have to work tomorrow, so it's a little different.
Yeah, I got it.
Thank God.
Thank you guys for having me on.
Fish, look at Fish. Fish is like, you motherfucker. All right, final words. What do you got, Mike?
Let's look forward to a great draft. I know I am, and thank you guys for having me on. I can't thank you guys enough for letting me be on the show weekly. But other than that, let's Skol, and we're having a great season. 11-6 incoming, baby.
Let's go, dude. I hope that hits. I'll take 11. I want us to be better than 11-6, but I will take 11-6 if that means the Lions are 6-11.
I want that NFC North championship so bad, and I want the Lions to just stop acting like the Dallas Cowboys and start being human, because these last couple of years have been awful dealing with Lions fans, coming from a Vikings fan who lives in Michigan.
Rinaldi, what do you got?
We got 3 weeks left of the draft thing, which I always loathe this time of the season.
Yes, you do.
However, I would say this. I think we did so well in the offseason in free agency that whatever happens in this on these 4 picks or whatever it turns into, I think it's only plus business at that point. So I'm excited to see how they go at it. I'm excited to see what it means for direction more than anything else. And I wouldn't be surprised if they exceed your expectations for this somehow too. So and they're not going to do it by just staying pat and picking those 4 players. So let's Skol. It's the greatest fan based podcast there is out there. If you're not subscribed, you should be, because it's home, it's a team, and it's just a bunch of dudes that like Vikings football. Skol.
Skol. Shaq, what do you got?
I'd just like to thank everybody for tuning in to another episode of the Let's Go podcast. Thank you, Mike, for joining us again. It's always a pleasure having you on to share your input. Stay strong in Michigan.
Shaq.
You know you got to hold it down for us. The Vikings fans out there, let them know we're not no pussies.
I will, buddy. I will, buddy. For you.
Appreciate it. You know, if you guys want to send donations, you could do it on Buy Me Coffee at Let's Go, or you could do it on YouTube by clicking the little $sign and, you know, send $2.99, $3.99, $2.99, $5.99, or however much you want to send to, you know, help get Let's Go to Skol Fest. And, you know, maybe, you know, you can hang out with us. You know, we're just regular Vikings fans, just like you guys, who wants to see all the same thing. The Vikings go deep into the playoffs and win that Super Bowl. And like Rinaldi said, 3 weeks into the draft, next week I will be doing guards, interior offensive line play. And, you know, you can send DMs or post in the Facebook group what guards you would like to see talked about, and they might make it to the show. That's all I got.
Definitely Willie Lampkin.
Got back-to-back draft.
That he definitely has to be one. Cody.
Hey, I think we're doing very well in these mock drafts. Derek Harmon became a top 30 visit for the Minnesota Vikings. So everybody know that.
And we draft from our top 30, don't we?
We do draft from our top 30. So they are looking at that position because they know they got Hargrave for, 2 years? Allen for 2 years, and they can cut them after that first year. They can bring in a dude in there. I had my hot take as defensive tackle wasn't getting selected. Top 30 picks in the Minnesota Vikings, those top 30 picks get picked by us in the draft in the Kwesi and KOC era. So just remember that when you guys look up top 30 picks, those are the guys you guys should be looking at, chat, while you guys do your mock drafts and see where they fall at. See, like, if you go on PFF and you see a dude that was a top 30 visit go undrafted because you went after someone else in that PFF mock draft, just know that's probably the guy they're going to go draft. There's someone they're really looking at. Other than that, hey, it's Thursday. Friday is tomorrow.
Yes,
Be
sir.
safe. All right, be safe. If you're going to go out drinking at the bars, have a great time. Just make sure you
Go dummy.
do not Jordan Addison your ass to the airport, and do not Jordan Addison your ass after the night after the bar. Always have a good time. Be safe. Don't beat your dogs. Don't beat your kids. Don't beat your wives. Let's go.
Go dummy, but not too dummy.
Go dummy, not too dummy. I like it. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, everybody on this panel. Appreciate you guys. Love you guys. We'll see you guys next Thursday. Let's go.
Let's